We're here.
We're here?
Yeah.
Hello.
Hi.
It's Hector.
Hi.
He's Hector. This is Zach.
You mean I can
This is
finally
Zach.
use my real voice?
Oh, you can use your real voice.
Orale. Okay, this is nice.
Is Orion.
Hey.
Orion. Hector.
Hey man, you have to stop.
Oh, okay.
I can do that. Yeah.
That's
Welcome
Great.
to Fuck It Hour. Fuck it. Like seriously.
Yeah.
It's called Honesty Hour, right?
Yeah.
And I was just telling you before we get started, we'll ask questions, we'll talk, we'll take questions from the chat room. But really, we're gonna talk about stuff that pertains to yourself. It might get deep, it might get dark.
okay. I'm ready for it.
All right, cool. Who was the first person you know that died?
Oh shit.
I just want to loosen things up. Lubing it.
First person I know that died was my friend Stu Schechter.
So it was a friend, not like a relative, like.
No, I was. Oh, actually, no. I'm sorry. You're right. It was my uncle, my uncle Frank.
Okay.
I was 12 when he passed away, and yeah, it was pretty rough because he was. Well, let's.
No. We're getting into it.
This is why. My folks divorced when I was 10.
Okay.
My mom was a single mom till I was around 15, till she remarried. So if I ever say my dad, I'm referring to my stepfather.
Your stepdad.
Because he's
Around 15 on.
yeah, because
They're still together?
They're still together. He's awesome.
Cool.
He's great. But in the interim, my Uncle Frank kind of filled that role of my father figure. He was around all the time.
Yeah.
Took me to Disneyland, taught me to shave and all that stuff. He was the male figure that I needed, and he had the best relationship with my mom.
More important question. You were shaving before 12.
No, I'm talking about later, 13,
Yeah.
Okay.
because that's when that happened.
Gotcha.
But yeah, that's and then yeah, and when he did the actually I was 12 because when he passed away, so I guess I was.
You were shaving at 12.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I know this is a really like.
I got the little fuzz thing. I mean, look at me now. I'm a behemoth.
Orion, what's your ethnicity?
I'm mainly Puerto Rican,
That's what it is.
and my grandfather's Polish.
We come in early.
Yeah.
17.
Mexican, Puerto Rican. Yeah.
17.
Oh, yeah.
Now it grows.
Sure. Yeah. No.
Like-
this-
No.
I could do this by like 14, 15, I think. Not this thick, but
Right.
it covered.
A covering. Yep.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just wanted to lead with that question to kind of get you in the right zone.
Great.
I figured
Perfect.
we put on an album about death, so might as well just jive it.
What's this album?
Benji by Sunkill Moon.
None of that sounds happy. Great.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not. The song is so tragic. The song is about his second cousin that died from just burning trash in an aerosol can exploded on her face, and she burned to death. And he goes on to talk about her story about how she was 35 but had a kid when she was 15 and all this stuff, and that his job as a songwriter and the only gift he can give to her is to write a song about it so people remember her and talk about her. I think that's
Right now.
beautiful.
Of
It's
course.
beautiful.
No.
So it's sad, but it's beautiful as shit. You know what I mean?
Such is life.
What about you? Who was the first person you knew that died?
My grandfather, when I was 5, and he would. I was named after my grandfather. My grandfather's name is
Hector.
Hector or Hector.
Hector.
Santiago is his middle name, and my father's name is Hector Rafael, and I was born and named Hector Santiago. So I'm the third of Hectors, but the second or junior for Santiago, named after my grandfather. He died when I was 5 years old. I didn't know what happened. I remember crying a lot in my room this one afternoon, and he used to come over when my dad was at work and my mom was home, he used to come over just to hang out with me, this old man, and like play guitar and hang out with me. And there was even a language barrier then, because English was basically my first language, and here was this guy who basically spoke Spanish, would come over, just want to hang out with like a 4-year-old kid for a couple hours, and just like shoot the shit, and would play guitar for me. And he died when I was 5. And then also when I was in high school, I had a friend named Daniel Riley, who died a few years after we graduated because he had a brain tumor. And Daniel Riley was a nephew by marriage to singer-songwriter Jack Johnson. And in the last years of his life, because I guess he had an inoperable brain tumor, he would just go to jam sessions with Jack Johnson, and then because he also played guitar, he was a really good guitar player, and then just hang out with him. And the last thing that he did when he passed away in the hospital was he pointed to his Livestrong bracelet, and then he passed away. And that was when that meant something. That was because he had no idea that Livestrong ended up being a sad thing in sports. But this dude was such a good dude. And I remember he was so nice, and I remember one time I went to his house because he was more friends with a mutual friend of mine, and he had just gotten out of a surgery and showed me his head scar, and he was just so happy about life about the whole thing, knowing that he got a brain tumor removed while we were in high school. So we thought it was in remission. I guess everybody thought it was okay, and then a couple years after graduating high school, I found out, Daniel Riley passed away, and I was just like, are you kidding me? He was the nicest guy I'd ever met. And it sucks that he died because he was the nicest guy. He barely didn't even know me, welcomed me in his home, was always super nice, always on the guitar, friendly. Everybody loved him. There was not a bad thing said about him. And that was the first guy that I knew, and then my grandfather. Yep. Life lessons learned, both of those cases.
Getting ready.
Yeah.
I think I've gone over mine before, so I'm just going to let it go.
Great.
So, Orion,
Yes.
you're a voice actor.
I am.
And Wikipedia told me you're also a director. So, do you want to expand upon this?
Yeah, sure.
Because a lot of people only know you here on Critical Role and your work in video games.
Yeah, I've done some voice things, and I directed a couple of pilots that went to Cartoon Network that were never picked up.
Can you tell us which ones they were? Are you allowed?
One I know I can say was called Bad Tongue, and I think it was actually a really great concept, and it was all took place in a mouth, and the tongue was the main dude, and they would the villain was the jalapeno pepper that the guy would eat, and so he would come in and he's like we meet again, and he was this swarmy jalapeno, and the tonsils was something, and the stomach played another part, so it was all inside, and
And was this Adult Swim or Cartoon Network?
Cartoon Network.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Yeah. Great concept. I didn't know what happened to it because I was only attached as the director for it, and so that was fun. And then I got to work on Star Wars: The Old Republic years ago, 5 years ago.
Ooh, hells yeah, man!
And that was under Paul Vitello, who is great, a great guy. He is old school. He did either sound production or voice direction for Voltron, all the things. Name one. Mask, G.I. Joe, probably. The Tick more recently in later on in the 90s. But he's done some great work, and I was one of my good friends is Adam, his son. I worked with this guy. I used to work for Apple, and we used to work at the Apple Store in Sherman-Oaks for a while. For when I first started voice acting there, that's where I started cutting my teeth. I was I was a singer in a shitty band for a while, and no, you can't find any of it anywhere. It's all
Damn it!
It's all
that was
destroyed.
my next question.
It is all destroyed. When I leave somewhere, I nuke everything. So, but I was aimless for a while. I didn't know what to do creatively. And then it was pointed by my then girlfriend, and then my best friend Ronnie, who also passed away from cancer. They directed me towards voice acting because my voice is really the only talent I thought I had.
No. You have other talents.
Thanks. No. But that's how that started. But anyway, Paul. When I was at Apple and I was like, I'm gonna be a voice actor, Adam was like, you should meet my dad. You should talk to my dad. And I was like, but he never said what he did. So I'm like, cool. And then a couple years later, I helped him move studios because they needed help moving, and we're Latino, so that's what we do.
Yep.
But then I get there and it's a sound studio, and it's all fucking decked out. And I'm like, what the hell is your dad doing? He's like, oh yeah, no, he just made Voltron. I'm like, fuck. And I was like, okay. And then we got along really well, and a month or so later, he's like, Orion. Sounds like that's how he sounds. He's like, I'm doing this game directing this, doing some, you know Star Wars, right? I'm like,
I love that.
yeah, I know the Star Wars.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, it's like I could use some help for reference and stuff. So it was a gigantic project. They had, I don't know how many voice directors on this, to be perfectly honest. I know there was two or three studios going at once, at least in Los Angeles that I knew of. And we were doing all the dialogue because it's worlds, and then there was just all the alien dialogue. So it was all a lot like it was all like Oodalons and some Hut stuff. So there was like Wachinta Jedi, shit like that. It's like ingrained in my brain, like weeks of that. And I started as an assistant, did paperwork and stuff, and Vitello let me take the reins on a couple of things because I just was like, oh, this and this and this, and he just let me. I learned a lot on that.
That's awesome. Did you direct some stuff on that project? Or
I did.
That's amazing. That's great.
And that was the first time I got to like press the button and be like, can we do it again?
I love that.
I learned
So much power, right?
It is, but seeing like literally legends go in
Yeah.
and perform and
Yeah.
fuck up, and like as an actor at that point, I grew. People always wonder why the hell I'm like far ahead of where I'm supposed to be in this in my respective field.
Sure.
As far as like time put in versus where I'm at. But this is part of my reason, my cheats or whatever, is because that 4 or 5 weeks, you can't pay for that kind of experience. Like watching and absorbing these performers do all that stuff I learned a lot from it.
Wow.
For sure.
I have a similar. Before I started working here, I worked at a voice acting agency for a year and a half, and I ran the booth for auditions. So we get projects in, everything, video games, cartoon, whatever. And I was the guy in the booth. They assigned me that job because I was a geek, and I'm also good at directing actors, it turns out. And I learned an incredible amount. It's nuts. So many of my voice actor heroes would come in, clients of ours, to do like audition for stuff. And yeah, I was the guy in the booth being like, oh, that's great. Can we try it like that? Like, it's bananas. It's great. I learned so much about the industry as a whole. It's incredible. There's incredible talent involved, and it's awesome.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the greatest things about meeting your heroes is you often are immediately like slammed in the face with they're human.
Yeah.
And it humbles them, or them to you, and
Yep.
you can get so much confidence from that. Almost every person I've ever admired in a celebrity kind of fashion, upon meeting them, you're just like, you break them down and almost kind of like, nah, I probably wouldn't get along with that guy. He's kind of a dick.
Yeah.
Or oh, that guy is actually really inspiring and fucking amazing. I'm going to like them even more.
Sure.
But you always find the human element there and break through that wall and learn so much from that.
You're absolutely right. I started as like a gamer. I'm cut from the same cloth as you, as all of us. Like I was a nerd, and like I was a gamer geek, and so when I started, and that's all I did. I'm a trained martial artist, like, and
That's what I gotta
video games. That's all I did. Like
Hector, that's how you get a girl,
That's
dude.
what I gotta do. I gotta train martial arts.
Wait, how's it working for you? Never something else.
Can you kick
something
people,
else?
You can kick people's asses though, right?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, that's the best.
I take ass kickings. Yeah? Like really well.
After this, I'll tell you how I was attacked last year in the park.
Oh my god.
That's
Well, we're good. Yeah.
But oh shit, what was I talking about beforehand? Oh.
What you
Meeting
cut
your
from the same
heroes
cloth.
and
You're a
cutting from
gamer.
the same-
I mean the gamer thing. So when I started voice acting, like I already knew.
Oh, it's so helpful.
I already knew.
It's
I was
so
like, because beating so many games, I was just like, oh, well, that guy's in this game and that guy.
You know what
and
they're
it
looking
seemed-
for.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
and this studio does all of these things. Oh, so maybe I should send my demo to these guys.
That's
You
the
know?
best.
So like,
That's the best.
People ask me all the time, and you guys are asking me how to get into voice acting, and I'm gonna comment on that. It's honesty hour.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna speak for pretty much every voice actor in existence, and actor, and people in general. When fans come up to us and they say, "Hey, I want to do that," we first off appreciate it every single. Oh, sorry, I keep looking at that. I'm used to looking at that. We appreciate it every single time. People are like, "Look at that fucking camera." But second, you're also asking us, "Hey, I want to take work away from you eventually.
Yeah.
Show me how to do that."
Yep.
So you guys were that competitive about it?
It's a tiny.
My
yeah.
peers lie a lot. All of them do. The notion that there's enough room for everybody and there's enough work for everybody. Voiceover is a zero-sum game. Working is any acting job is a zero-sum game. If you get that job, I don't get that job, and then that's it. So, I tend to speak more on the reality of sides, where I'm just like, look, man, I have students I coach. I'm very picky about who I coach. If they're male, I don't coach within my range, because why the hell am I going to train somebody to put the sword in my belly in the end? And it's not because I'm afraid of competition. It's just because why create more for me?
Yeah.
This is a saturated market, and a lot of people don't.
Here, I've been spending weeks trying to find one person to do my job.
There's
Yeah.
Like, I've literally been spending weeks looking for one person
Yep.
to do what I do.
Right.
Are you looking for somebody?
Yes.
I have somebody in mind.
Okay, bring them by.
Boom.
Yep.
I will
Yeah,
not be
it's-
impressed, just warning you.
That's what I learned from. I worked in the visual effects industry before even going into acting / voice acting, and it's nuts how small of an industry it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How it's so different from even on-camera acting.
Yeah.
In terms of the jobs and the types of
yeah,
hiring
it's-
practices.
It's funny
nuts.
because it's almost completely different from the part of the industry I'm in, which is like the camera and directing. Now, I know in the higher directing field, but my generation's a lot different.
Sure.
Where it's just like, we know we're going to be booked on something, so we have a list of people we trust that we hand off. So there's like a tight-knit group of us that's like, hey man, are you on this job? No,
Sure.
okay, I'm going to recommend you, or
Would
hey,
you
you're
ever
going to be
would you
doing
ever
this.
recommend another voice actor if you can't take a gig?
I do that all the time.
Okay.
And I am unique in that fashion.
Really?
Yeah. There's a good hand. Look, there's a good. I mean, everybody at that crit roll table.
Yeah.
I would say is on par to that kind of thing. But even half of those guys, I mean, like, it's you. You have to be. It has to be the right condition. But most of the time, it's like you have so many things in your head, you don't even think to do that. I'm in a position, in the totem pole of things, like, I'm sitting at tables with giants.
Yeah.
If and I don't kid myself whatsoever. And you have people like Liam and
Hold on. Is this real? I found a single with Orion in it called "She's a Hipster."
oh yeah, that's
The internet.
that's for real.
Don't challenge
man,
them.
yeah.
No. That's Ida Thumbtack. I want you to find those. That's not. Those are.
all right.
That's my comedy troupe. and
Okay,
stuff.
sorry.
No, God.
So if you challenge the internet, they'll find shit.
Oh yeah, I know. I hired somebody a few years ago to nuke. It was called P57. That was the band's name. See if you can find anything on that, guys.
Oh shit!
Nice.
Yeah.
They'll find it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I dare you. But I would actually be shit myself if somebody like found
They'll
a
do it.
shirt or whatever. Yeah.
Give it 13 minutes. They'll do
I
it.
was also in a band in college. Really terrible. Find it and embarrass yourself for listening to it. Yeah, they found my short film I was in.
Oh God, is it great?
They found. Oh no, it was bad. They found a short film that I was in and posted it.
Yeah.
Never challenged the fucking internet. I had never seen it.
Oh.
It was that I had never seen it.
Is he like they're gonna see if we get that money's worth on the nuke job? Yeah. I guess I will. I'm like, you son of a bitch. But I think I was talking about. Now I'm worried about them finding my shit.
Good. I'm glad we have you frightened.
everything-
I'm good that we put you in the proper place.
Everything embarrassing that I've ever done has been here, so they've all seen it.
That's true.
Literally everything.
That's good.
Yeah.
I think it's a good thing.
Whatever.
You know what? I don't believe that. I feel like most of the embarrassing stuff that happens to you happens outside of here, usually while talking to women.
Yeah, it's not. No, that's all right.
I've seen conversations with Michaela
Yeah.
in the lobby of this
Bad.
building.
Real, those are bad. Those are really funny.
Yeah, those are bad.
So funny.
But
You were talking about giants.
I will.
Yes.
With yes, giants. The giants.
Sitting at tables with
The cities of tables. Well, I mean, like you have, Mercer is blowing up and in our respective field and slightly out on the outskirts of it too, as he should. And you have guys like Liam O'Brien and Sam Riegel and I mean everybody there, but those guys and Laura Bailey, she's a giant in her own right. Like they're all generals in the rankings of things, where I'm a captain, at this point, and I know my place. I think there's a misconception in the circle of peers that I don't know my place, and 'cause I came at the whole industry from my angle. Sure. I didn't follow rules. I'm not political, and it's bit me in the ass.
Really?
Oh yeah. And I'm this year alone. I'm still kind of just getting over shit from reverberation from last year.
Yeah.
So because stuff echoes and and in this business, I found that it doesn't matter if it's a right or wrong. I was on the right end of this.
Yeah, I understand
situation.
that. That's happened to me before too.
But it's all political, and since whatever party has more, tenure or whatever, or pull or whatever, or just been around like seniority, then it doesn't matter who's right or wrong. So it's a pain in the ass too that I've had to pill that I've had to swallow.
Do you feel, though, if you were in the right, even though it's a pill you had to swallow, is there any comfort in being in the right? Or if you could go back and choose differently, would you still choose? I guess when you say when you're in the right, that's unclear whether or not it was right thing to do or just in the right.
It was in this particular thing, without getting specific.
Yeah.
It was. I was persecuted for no good reason, and then when I stood up to the dickhead who did it, then I was persecuted for doing that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Gotcha.
That makes sense.
So I would say you were doing the right thing.
Right.
Sure.
Do you feel that that's... Because I find one of the hardest things about being out here... Actually, I don't find it hard. I find it hard to expect from other people. So I should reword that. I think being ethical and doing the right thing ultimately leads to greater rewards, but it's a thing that I've found out here most people don't adhere to that thinking.
Yeah.
And will ultimately do what it takes to get ahead.
I would agree to that. I think that is true to a certain degree and then spectrum. I was told to be myself for a long time, and people get sick of who you are when they have power over you or whatever, or some kind of influence. They just, as soon as you stray from how they how they align themselves or how they think or what they believe in, whatever, or if you offend them or whatever, then you realize, oh wait, we weren't actually friends. This is oh shit, and now I'm bummed. I thought I could just say things and I would be fine. Especially with people you break bread with, and to me, you can be an acquaintance and never do that, but I'm talking about people who I've sat down with and broke bread with, had a drink with, was in their home, stuff like that, and
That's weird.
And even that didn't apply, So it wasn't a thing where, and that goes for a lot of stuff, not just this one particular incident, but as a whole. As soon as you stray from the group's train of thinking, or behavior, or too much, or I'm lucky that I had friends like Liam and Mercer. I used to be very personal on Facebook. Stop being personal on Facebook. It's a horrible idea.
You mean sharing your opinions on things?
Sharing opinions. Yeah.
You're on Honesty Hour right now.
I know. Yeah.
You're sharing your opinions.
This is I've been wanting to do this for a long time because I've been essentially shackled for a year and a half.
So you think people used your Facebook opinions against you
as
a way to immediately find out,
that's where it
I
happened.
don't like where he is on these things.
Really?
That's where it happened.
Okay.
Wow.
It was
Well, I'm fucked.
yeah.
'Cause I hide nothing.
Yeah, no. I mean, yeah.
But I'm
Interesting.
I'm comfortable with that.
But you're not trying to get
balance.
voiceover jobs, too.
I'm not.
So
I'm
you're
not. I'm
good.
trying to get directing jobs, and I piss off a lot of people. And I've had those fights too. I've had those encounters where I've tried to do what was right, what was ethical, and voice my opinion. Ultimately, I usually think I can't change people's minds, but I can at least tell them my thoughts on what they're doing being wrong, which usually does nothing other than make me sound like a dad. And they're just like, "Oh, you're doing the dad thing."
But you know what though? There's something to be said for that. I mean, I don't know if you've met Max Landis. He's Max Landis. He's a director, writer, super cool guy. The one thing I love about, and I bring him up because the one thing I really respect about him, and he's doing fairly well. He has a bunch of scripts sold that have been made, being released this year, and he's doing fairly well. But the one thing I like is that he is unabashed in what he says.
Yep.
And like you doing that, I respect that.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I wish I could be like that again. Like I respect guys who just say this is how I feel, this is what I think. Go fuck yourself if you don't feel the same way. or
I do
whatever.
wonder if directors are allowed to do that a little bit more because
I'd
it's
say so.
because it's socially
so,
kind
yeah.
of looked at as like, oh, well, that's a director kind of thing to do to take charge of a situation and just say this is
Absolutely.
what I think, whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
And I can understand you don't see many actors doing that. A lot of actors are afraid to voice their opinions on things.
Oh my god, yeah. I mean, that's why I wanted to do the show also. Like, a lot of the time, like, there's a lot of just, like, politically correct bullshit that they regurgitate over and over again. And I'll do the same, too. You'll start seeing me in cons. People start asking me to come to cons. I'd like to. But, like, because Final Fantasy came out, so that's kind of shifting in the wind. So, but, like, I'm going to be doing that, too. Like, you go to, like, X amount of many interviews, you go to X amount of many cons, like, you kind of have to just say the same stuff over and over again, because you generally are asked the same question.
Yeah.
You'll change it up, whatever, but, you know, most of my peers, I probably won't be doing this. I'll probably be taking the straight shooter out when it comes to live events, but they'll be like, I will say this. I have this answer ready for this, and
Yeah.
they'll be very just. I mean, and not just speaking anything against it. It's totally fine, but it's
It's the professional kind of
it's
way
very
to
it's very
react.
professional. I'm known for being not so professional all the time.
You seem very professional, Mio.
Right now,
Very, yeah.
No, you are. You are a very
very
well, I
nice
mean,
man. A very
yeah, yeah.
nice man.
Some people don't think I'm not. Well, I'm kind of a dick actually. But I mean,
Yeah, but I mean, if you're being honest, you're going to be a dick. I think at the end of the day, if you're an honest person, you're going to be a dick to somebody.
Yeah,
and that's
true.
impossible to avoid because you are going to be speaking your mind, and you just have to accept that your opinion will not agree with everyone else's opinion. Bottom line, and some people will take that the wrong way. If you just let them know you respect them, that's one thing. But their first inclination is to be like, "You're a dick for speaking your mind."
I had a-
You have to eventually like let them know, like, no, but I respect your other thoughts.
I always tell everybody
Yeah.
when like first time we hang out, like outside of any kind of work thing, I always say, never ask me a question you really want the answer to.
No shit, right? I have to do that too. I
Just-
have to prep them.
Yeah.
Please, like girlfriend, like
Yeah,
the whole everybody.
Yeah.
Just please don't. Yes, you look fat
That's
in that.
so
I'm sorry. Like you know, like
interesting. Wow.
like I just and the reason for this, okay, is because when I was younger, I had a very troublesome, turbulent time, and I was just kind of a huge fuck up for years, and to the point where my stepdad / dad kicked me out, and I was homeless for 62 days. And I know it was 62 days because every fucking day was like
Miserable,
oh my God,
right? Yeah, I think mine was. Actually, I lost track of days because I was trying to forget the situation I was in.
Yeah, no, it was.
I
like,
handled it way differently.
Yeah.
Wow. I was trying to forget.
And like sleeping on rooftops was kind of cool until like the first day it rained.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, this is so not fucking cool anymore. And I went home and with my tail tucked between my legs and apologized for being an asshole, and I kind of straightened up. But in that time period, I betrayed my friend's trust. I lied to my friends, and I was a motherfucker.
Yeah.
I was a motherfucker, and I hated myself so much, and it had nothing to do with drugs or any of that shit. Like, it was just I was a fucking ass, and my dad kicking me out and showing me what it was like to have fucking nothing. I was like, I do not want this life, and I kind of, from that point on, just made it a point to make amends with all my friends, which I did. Took a couple years to do that.
Great.
Good for you, man. Though a lot of people
Yeah.
don't have the bravery to do that.
Thanks. But it was more of like a promise and to myself that I won't fucking lie like that. I'm just not going to be dishonest with myself or anybody else, because that's what got me in trouble in the first place. And fuck that. Like, it's not worth it to lose everything, you know, for bullshit. So by my mid-20s, I had kind of my shit together, mentally, and kind of moved on. And that's what this thing is for too, because everybody mentioned that I have a tattoo, and I have one tattoo, and that's it. And I got that when I was like 27, and that was to remind me. And I put it there so I have to see it every day to be excited about life, be excited, that you have friends and that you've built a life, And so
Good.
that's.
Do you want to show everyone the tattoo of my face?
You have one
It's private.
Okay.
It's
Oh,
your
God.
face, Yeah.
It's very sweet.
Yeah,
I'm
I also
jealous.
have it on my chest, so I see it every day in the mirror, and I'm reminded, dear God, this guy's the fucking worst, and he's my soulmate. He's the most important man in my life, the most important person.
Have you done that
And he's
Facebook
the worst.
soulmate
Jesus
thing yet?
Christ.
No.
It's really stupid. Somehow
Yeah.
I've ended up being 3 different people's soulmates, but yet I can't find
Stop
one woman in the
commenting on
world.
my shit. That's why.
Yeah.
Stop
Is it because I
commenting
comment
on
on
yeah,
your shit?
that's fucking why.
I thought it was because we like
No.
the same things.
I hope
and
not.
we're
That
in a
would
lot
be
of the
the
same
worst.
functions.
That would be the worst.
I mean, I think it's funnier that I'm iffy soulmate.
Yeah, that's actually that one.
That actually
threw me.
happened?
Yeah.
That one threw me.
Iffy soulmate, Hector soulmate, and my sister's soulmate.
I had a friend.
and then my brother was my soulmate.
That's really funny. I had a friend tell me this weekend that I came off as abrasive to another friend of his that I know a little bit and kind of met a few times, just because I had an opinion about a TV show.
Yeah.
That this person asked me my opinion about a very popular show, and because I have opinions about everything, just in the sense that I back my shit up. I'm never gonna say something sucks and be dismissive. I'm like, no. Here's why I don't like this. This is why this isn't my cup of tea. I back everything up. And just because I said my piece, and my friend was explaining to me, yeah, when you argue or you present a case, you really leave little room for argument because you really state it as your own opinion, so that there's no way for people to combat that. And then you came off as abrasive, and I went, well, I'm sorry, but I've known since I was a kid, no matter how nice you are, you will rub somebody the wrong way.
Oh, yeah.
Even for being the fucking best person, there will be one person that's like, I don't fucking
I just
like
don't
that
like
guy.
you. And the
that.
thing
No matter
is,
what you do.
we all do that too. You
Yeah.
meet
Sure.
someone, you will just meet somebody, and you'll start talking to them and be like,
Lucas is the worst.
I don't
guy.
like you,
I
Lucas.
fucking hate
You'll
that
meet them
guy.
and you'll be like, I don't like you,
Hate
Lucas.
that guy.
And you just...
So
And it sucks, but you have to at least be nice and be like, okay,
Yeah.
well, I can't be a dick
So-
to that person.
so it was
but
nice-
Some
it was-
people just
yeah.
aren't gonna like you.
it was
and
nice
you have
that
to be fine
my
with
friend was honest with me and told me this thing, but then he was also saying, well, to be fair, this other friend of mine is they're a little bit stubborn, like that,
Yeah.
I'm like, sure. I'm not gonna bend over backwards to try to appease them next time I see them. But it is a good thing to log in the back of my head, okay, great, that's the type of person that is. That's so maybe not necessarily handled with kid gloves, but next time I'm in a situation and they're like, hey, what do you think of Game of Thrones? I'm not gonna be like, well, I'm gonna be like, nah, that's fine. Nope. That's the thing.
Yeah, it's funny, as we age, I think we definitely tend to start backing off a little and getting off of our soapbox and starting to back down from those questions because, I know you're asking that not wanting me to tell you what I really think.
Yeah.
You were just
Yeah.
baiting me.
Yeah.
Do you really want my opinion? And that's like
Yeah.
that. I have to warn people now and be like, do you really want to get into this?
Right.
Do you really want to talk about politics or religion right now?
Yeah.
Do you really want me to do that?
I
will warn you over and over and over again.
Hell, but my buddy Alex Lewis that I do the I Thumbtack funny stuff with, the earlier song, you're referring to, certain people know, after an improv show, he won't ask me in front of everybody.
Sure.
Because he'd be like, what do you think? I'm like, well, that fucking guy, what the hell were you doing?
Yeah.
And
Yeah, and
I'll
you're
just-
you can't
and they're
do
standing
that.
right in front of me. I'm like, dude, you need to be more on that time. You should have edited that scene quick.
Yeah.
But you were great though.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
But my friends that have been around, they know to be like, okay, we'll fucking just wait, and then we'll be like, hey, what'd you think of that?
Yeah.
And I'm
That's great.
because I'll do that.
That's great.
I mean, I do have an edit button. I'm not
Sure.
a psycho, but
Sure.
when it is,
I'm
the
working
que-
on it.
Yeah.
I'm working on
when
it.
the question is asked, then
I know.
Yeah.
So
It depends on what I have. I have a saying in my. I think my motto in my brain every day is "pick your battles," which is
Right.
all of them.
Yeah, no, I always I always think pick your battles. If people get up shit about about stuff, I'm like, well, are you fucking pick your battles. Pick the hill you want to stand on or die on or whatever. And if it's something that I really am passionate about, of course I'm gonna attack it. But if it's somebody bring, what do you think about this thing? And I look at them and I'm like, do I really want to get into this? No, I don't care. And I'll just deflect it or, yeah. Yeah. People ask for your opinion. They generally don't want the truth.
No, it's true. They don't.
Yeah.
They don't want you to be honest with them. They
you gotta
want
know
you
how to play the game.
validate. But fuck that.
But
That's
it depends. Fuck that. Is
it
it worth
does
the
and it
effort? Is
doesn't.
it worth my effort for a person that I don't think a shit about?
Yeah.
To be like, man, let me get into this with you. No, because I don't think a shit about you. But if somebody's, but if I can
in your
achieve,
job,
yeah.
I get
Yeah.
asked those kind of things all the
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
And I still get kind of in trouble with people because
Sure, man.
they'll ask what I think about something and I'll say it and then I'll get pulled aside and be like, you can't talk to people that way. I'm like, what the fuck they asked me for? What
know.
they?
Right.
I thought my job was to
Yeah.
share. What I thought,
Yeah.
they're like, no, you can't be that abrasive.
So let me ask what happened in the park.
Yeah, let's go
man.
into you getting beat up, and then
First
we'll
of
talk
all,
about all the
what
times that Hector and I got beat
What
up.
kind of martial arts do you are you trained in?
So I trained in Hungar Kung Fu, and then last year or the year before I trained with a little bit with Carmine Downey. Check him out; he is incredible.
When did you start doing? What age were you when you started doing martial arts?
I was in my it was mid-teens to 20s and stuff.
Then I've already lost it. Continue.
Okay.
I can never start. Go.
But yeah, over 10 now 10 years. Yeah, fuck. I forget how old I am a lot of the time, and that's sad. So it's like the Jackie Chan type stuff, like the tiger, crane, the monkey, the snake, all that stuff. I'm more proficient in drunken boxing, though. That's kind of my deal. But Carmen Downey is more of the CQC stuff, like close quarters combat is what that is. And but anyway, I was running in the park and just minding my own business. I was like, had my headphones on. I was like, doobie doobie doo.
What time of day was it?
This was at 10:30 in the morning.
What
Really?
the fuck?
Yeah, it was 10:30 in the morning, and around there, and there's this dude. I guess I didn't see because when I run, I look at like about 10 feet ahead of me, so I don't fall.
Zone out, yeah.
And I, the headphones, you're doing
Yeah.
the thing, you're getting your zone, and I lightly brushed up, and then when I mean lightly,
Sure.
it was like
Yeah.
that is what I felt on my shoulder. And you can't feel that, but you get the point.
It was very, very light.
It was very light. And I brushed up against somebody. And I do this often, especially because the park gets kind of crowded sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But I turned. I was like, oh, sorry. Keep going. And I'm running, and I hear this like from behind me, and I'm like, that's not Nine Inch Nails. And like I take off my headphones, and I look behind me, and I hear this woman screaming, and there was this dude who I'm about 5'10", 5'11", 160 pounds,
Spider-Man.
and
His measurements.
He
Right here too?
He's more, yeah, he's right there.
All right.
But this dude was I'd say about 6'1", 6'2", about 185 pounds. He's a little bigger dude. And he's just rushing at me like a weirdo.
Yeah.
He was rushing at me like Wolverine rushes at stuff with his claws out. But like he has claws and he's not Wolverine. Anyway, it's super strange. So I turn around and apparently this guy was on a walk with his mom, who was this older lady, screaming at him to stop.
Wow.
And she's like, no, don't.
Yeah.
And so I turn around and I'm like, what is going on? There's a guy charging at me. Now, there's a couple of factors in this right now. Let's zoom out. I'm on lap 2, and I'm on lap 3, and each lap is about half a mile, so I've already ran 1.5 miles at this point. I have a hernia that I still have not fixed. It doesn't hurt, but it's just there, and it's very slight, so that's fine, whatever. And so that was another factor. Zoom back in.
Okay.
So I'm like, oh shit, my hernia. And I see this guy. I immediately see he's just like, what the fuck, man? What the fuck? He's this classic North Hollywood S.A. Cholo type. But he was rather cleaned up.
Yeah.
For
Well, he's out with his mom.
He's out with his mom.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Walking the dog. And he comes charging at me. I drop down to first position or ready position.
Hell
Whatever
yes.
you want to do. Which is like, I would drop down to one thing, but I kind of flailed my arms out, kind of like, hey man, what's going on?
Yeah.
And I try to, diffuse the situation,
Yeah.
and I'm just like, hey, what's going on? It's like, is everything all right? Like,
Yeah.
acting like I don't
Where's your
fucking-
headphones? What happened?
They're just dangling, cause I would have my earbuds.
Gotcha. Okay, so it's not like an iPod in your hand. It's like
No,
okay,
it was
cool,
in my
cool, cool.
pocket.
Got
My
it.
hands were free. Everything was
Good.
So I'm like, hey, blah, blah, blah. And so he gets up, puts his chest up on my hands. I was like, whoa, man, what's going on? And he's like, you charge me fucking faggot, fucking blah, 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 fuck you, man, I'll fuck you up. I was like, whoa, buddy. I was like, hey, I did not mean to make you have a bad day. That's exactly what I said, by the way.
That's perfect.
I was like, I was just running. I'm totally sorry, man. You didn't mean to bug you or your mom or anything like that. Like, hey, man, sorry. And like, he smacks my hand down. He's like, fuck you, faggot. You fuck your apology. And like, you know, I was like, I put my hands back up. And what I'm doing is essentially creating enough room to strike him or to defend myself. So this is called. Your triangle. This is a triangle. There's different ways to do it. You can do it like this.
Hector, it's going to take a lot more than his story.
No, this is it. I'm gonna be so
like
proficient in this triangle. Go.
So when you create that space.
Okay.
So I mean, when you're doing like a pose, you're doing this or whatever you're doing like this, but it's always like a distance of that. Like unless you're boxing, you want to keep it tight and because you're boxing. But like in an attack position, especially if it's like a couple of people or it's like that kind of not a sport.
Yeah.
This is a triangle. It's enough room for you to maneuver and strike, right? So I'm just like doing blah, 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 blah. And so he does that, punching my shit down. I'm like, hey man, I'm seriously man, I'll get out of here. I don't want any trouble, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, fuck you man, blah, 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 blah. And as I'm in mid like, hey, blah, 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 he like throws the right haymaker, and I'm like, God damn it! And it kind of like it's like Neo in the Matrix. Everything like just kind of stops for a second, and I'm like, I hear my breathing, I see it coming. I do a thing where I learned from Carmine. I stepped in, grabbed his. So it's kind of here, punch me here. So he kind of did this thing where he did this. I stepped in, grabbed his collarbone. No. And I went into it, and then I kind of hip checked him, boom, throw him down the thing. Got him to where his face, his belly was on the floor, brought his arm around. I lost my temper. I broke his wrist.
Oh, shit.
Because you lose your temper with adrenaline. And that was like, if anything, that was like the only cool God of War like part of that story, because I was like, and like the sound of bone and sinew snapping is a wonderful thing sometimes. And
Oh my god.
and then I held him and where like the wrist was like, it was like ragdoll wrist. It was pretty gnarly. So he literally went from like to ah, like it was like pain, and then I restrained him and 15 witnesses because it's 10:30 in the morning. Yeah. So everyone's like, "What the fuck is going on?"
Yeah.
And so best part about this is one of the dudes who like does like boot camp or whatever the shit there, and like
in the park
that I saw all the time. Like we, I never talked to him. Just like, hey man, because he's there and I'm like, this dude comes around. He's like, I got you, man. I got you. I got you. Like he was just like, it's like
best
friend it.
Best friend in the whole world.
Oh yeah, and he was just like, does like this like macho man like on the dude on the floor. And I was like, no, because
I already broke his wrist.
Yeah, I was like, because at this point that's like assault.
Yeah.
So I was like, I don't want anybody to get in trouble. Like this is all right now. This is a legal gunfight right now.
Yeah.
And I was like, just help me hold him down. And big dude, muscly, beautiful man. But he was just. You could tell he's never been in a fight before in his life. It was hysterical because he's like, I was like, you're cool, right?
Yeah.
You're good? Hey, can somebody call the police? Please? And then we had to stay there for like fucking 15 minutes, which felt like...
Forever when you're holding someone on the ground.
Yeah, it was like literally... The position where I had him held though, my knee was on his throat. So I was like, I had his arm up like this, knee on the throat. So whenever he would talk, he'd be like, I'm gonna fucking... I'm like, just stop talking. Just fucking shut up. And like... I kind of got a little sadistic because why not? But
somebody asked if you apologized to his mom for breaking his wrist.
Oh God, that crazy bitch. So like,
guess that's a no, guys.
when that was going on, she was like kind of hovering around, going like, no, let him go. He's not right in the head.
Okay.
Just she kept repeating that. She's not right in the head, please, please, because she knew he was going to jail.
Yeah.
And I was like, ma'am. Your son's not right in the head. You really think I'm gonna let him go?
Yeah.
And then two witnesses kind of like took her away.
Sure.
They're like, I was like, I guess I lost my temper. And I was like, somebody get the fuck out of here, because it was very stressful.
Yeah.
And the police came, and so like 3 cop cars, like guns drawn, get their fucking, because they don't know what's going on.
Sure.
They don't know what's going on.
Sure.
You know, they see, oh shit, you know, this is not normal in this park. And so I'm just like, I get up and I'm like, oh God, thank God you're here.
Yeah.
And like, I was like, okay. And they put me in cuffs and they put my friend, my friend who helped me out in cuffs because they don't know what happened. And as soon as they do that, like the whole crowd of people were like, no,
Yeah.
no,
They're good.
not him.
Yeah.
Like it was like, and the police were like, shut up, we need to. It was chaos. And this was my morning. And so they did all the things, and with the paperwork to witness, they came in took me out of handcuffs, and the dude who was next to me, they were like, well, first they were like, so what happened? What happened? I was like, okay, well, yeah, he tagged me, and I was like, first I gotta tell you, I'm trained martial artist, so this is what I did, and he was like, okay, so I was like, so I did this X thing and I broke his wrist. He's like, so you struggled him to the ground.
Yeah.
Is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. That's what happened. He's like,
Wow.
great. And then filled out the rest of the thing. Cop was ace, man. Because they ran this dude's record. He was a piece of shit, you know,
Sure.
and like,
Sure.
they're just like, they came back and they're like, okay, here's the deal. And they were interviewing the other guy. They're like, if I filed, then it would have to be me versus him. Mm-hmm. But if a witness filed, then it would be the state versus him, and I wouldn't have to I wouldn't have to deal with it, and I'd be safe and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
And the trainer dude was like, he's like, man, I'll fucking do it, man. I'll fucking fuck that motherfucker. Man, I'll tell you. He was just like so.
Here's my moment.
He's like, this motherfucker. He's like, this motherfucker handled this shit, man. You not believe it. Fuck. Like, it was just, I was like, dude, because just it takes a good hour for adrenaline to leave your system once it's actually there. So I took the statement, went home, took a shower, and then I had a phone patch voice session I did for a video game.
That's great.
Where I had to play a warrior class of something. It's
Not out yet.
great.
So you just
Perfect.
So I can't even talk about it because it's not out yet. But like, but like, I got on the phone with them and I'm like, yeah, I'm ready to do this, guys.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, so he's like a warrior. I'm like, got it, done.
Got it.
All right. Like it was just like it was already there.
That's amazing. What if you had to do something like My Little Pony or something like that? Something where it's like, okay, so you're in like the beautiful meadow.
And now I do
it's like,
fly.
Yeah, it's like, ooh.
I'm the yellow, whatever
Ghost.
ghost in the last couple Pac-Man games. That's what that.
That's
was.
so
But anyway,
funny.
So that's me being attacked in the park.
Wow.
good story, bro.
Thanks.
story, bro. Cool story,
Do
but
you even jog,
literally,
bro?
cool
Do you
story,
even jog,
bro.
bro? Do you jog?
That's terrifying because I jog in like a shitty area.
What you're basically saying is I'm fine
But
because I don't run.
yeah,
It's the worst. It really is.
safe.
I don't
Yeah.
run, so I'm fine.
Although
You're fucked.
I know. I always look up though. I always look ahead.
That's the thing. That's good. I mean, there's a downside to all of it. Like,
Yeah.
it's a cool, like, yeah, like I kicked that guy's ass because I mean that was just inherent training that just
Sure.
triggered, and I
But
didn't.
it's sad.
I was thinking, about it, but actually, I haven't been in a fight like that
Yeah.
since like my mid-20s.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So like, it was actually I didn't run for a year afterwards because. It's like PSD
Yeah.
shit, like
Yeah. It fucks with
PTSD,
you.
like because I kept looking behind me.
Yeah.
I couldn't enjoy running.
Yeah.
And I haven't been able to. So now, like I swim if I do cardio, and I'm trying to get back into it just this recently, but it's a weird thing that I didn't realize. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna go jog, and then I was like, kind of doing that thing, and I was like, oh, fuck, now I'm always on guard, and
Yeah.
it's kind of weird. It's weird when you're older and you give a shit about your mortality.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like we talk about that way too much on this show, so we're not even gonna go into that.
Yeah, you go.
Mortality.
Yes.
Not gonna dive into that. What we should dive into though, the whole reason we had Hector stick around
Yes.
was I think you actually have some good advice for Hector in the realm of relationships. Being that you've been out in LA a little longer than us as a single man.
He's a native.
Yeah, so you have a little bit more experience, especially for Hector. I'm staying out of this completely. I am so perfect.
Yeah, dude, you're set. You got it all figured out. Just think about your deal for a second. Figured out. You got it all figured out.
I know nothing.
I can't con man. I was advised not to, but continue.
Well, basically that's it. Let's just. So you
What were we talking about? We're talking about keeping them around, right?
No, like the chat room said, I'm already spoken for. The chat room is my girlfriend, which is the saddest thing I could ever say out loud. Every time I say it, it immediately fills me with all sorts of deep, deep sadness.
I mean, yeah, that's.
Good job,
I mean, but it's some kind of human interaction,
That's true.
which is nice.
They're there for you sometimes.
I just paw at my friends. I was pawing at Erica on the way over here, like, she'd be like, "Oh, you're a person. That's nice."
This feels good.
It does.
This good.
Zach is surprisingly soft, ladies.
It feels good. It's funny because when you do this thing on a day-to-day and certain people become fans of yours and they kind of tune in regularly and they live around the world, they hit you up with genuine stuff, either on Twitter or whatever. And I have people that have like hit me up and like, "Hey man, I would totally hang out with you like if I lived in that hemisphere." It's nuts. It's like very nice, genuine human outpouring of love and affection, and I don't know you, but like you seem cool,
like a great person.
Like I would do. I want to hang out. Like you're good, man. You're good, because we joke very self-deprecatingly on this thing,
Yes.
and people will be like, "Hey, man, are you cool?" I'm like, everything's great, man. You enjoy London, enjoy like fucking the Philippines or whatever. Like it's nuts to have that kind of thing happen across the internet. People reach, you know.
It gives you a
Funny.
false sense of confidence, that's for sure.
No, because they're not here. So it's still this disconnect of like, yeah, that's a nice sentiment, but can I, Orion, let me give you my take on it, if I can.
We got him into
tell-
it now. We
you
just had
tell
to bring
me-
it up.
You tell me if this is a good attitude to have or not.
Okay.
I'm 27 years old, I'm a single guy. Here's my attitude right now. I'm gonna fuck up a lot and make a lot of mistakes, but I'm okay with it, because I feel like that's how I'm gonna learn a bunch of shit. In me trying to navigate this dating thing. Like, I have learned so much in the past. I've only been single for a year and a half, coming up on 2 years in a little bit, and it's the longest I've been single since I was 16 years old. I'm normally a relationship guy.
So am I. As am I.
Right? I
am
went from
too.
long-term
I'm a relationship guy.
long-term relationship. So to go from that to being on your own and I was like living with my girlfriend and stuff is jarring, especially in Los Angeles, especially blah blah blah. But I'm like figuring out shit about myself, but then also making mistakes, and I feel like is that a good attitude to have, to just be like, I would appreciate any and all advice, sure, but I'm gonna fuck up a lot.
Here's one thing that the balance that I'm trying to find. I think we're all in the same boat. Right,
Don't
right
speak for me, dog. You know.
Except for he's spoken for, so not Zach.
You're good.
No, I'm just saying, don't speak for me on how I feel about all this, because it's probably way sadder and less optimistic.
No,
Yeah.
I think I'm more on your page, but since you're 27, I'll look at the more
A little bit brighter.
hopeful side of things.
Like, I've been divorced, dog. This shit's dark.
Yeah,
Like,
great.
yeah, I got a breakup story that would blow your minds. But no, I right now I'd say, you know, set yourself like people goals. Like, the thing is that, you know, we're entertainers. I know people who have good relationships with other people who are also in the same business.
Yeah.
I know people who have just as strong as relationships with people who have nothing to do with this business.
know.
And I mean, ultimately, I mean, anything around the realm of what we do, either they're going to be your partner if they are in the same business,
Right.
and you know, be on that same page with you, and go and try to move with you, and work as a team. Because if not, then you will fail. And if you're outside, if somebody is not even in the realm of the same business as you, then you have that liberty of experiencing a different life and growing in a different way with somebody, which is a beautiful thing. And they can, you know, benefit from you as an entertainer as well, and being in this business. Like, you know, they don't, like, I would love to date, like, a fucking whoever the fuck else that isn't in this business. Like, because there's a lot of, I mean, I'm from here. I've seen a lot of people come and go, you know, and this town is filled with every other town's most prettiest person. Okay?
Yep.
And that's what this fucking town is. So,
Yep.
like, when they get here, they ain't shit. And with that,
We're
means-
sixes here.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
like,
We're like sixes here.
I don't know, man. I'd
No,
say I would,
sixes is fair.
Sixes is fair.
Sixes is generous.
I keep myself
Generous.
at 7, yo. Like,
Dude, okay, sixes and a 7. Anywhere
Especially
else,
when I shave.
Anywhere else in this country, anywhere else in the world, straight up 9s right here.
I know.
9s.
This is true.
Nine,
dog. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not six.
Shut up, Steph. I'm a
Back to your
6.
corner. See? I'm definitely. I say I'm a strong 7, a drunk 8. But it's all depending what I'm wearing and how much facial hair I got.
I don't drink, so when other people are, I go down to like 5 or
I'm a
4,
once you
'cause
get
this
to
guy's
know
a
me.
fucking asshole.
I'm a once you get to know me 9. But I know I'm a 6.
Once you get to,
I'm a once you get to know me 9.
Of course,
that's
chat
nice,
said 12.
that's
The chat,
nice.
the chat is the most like.
Chat
Chat
doesn't live
gives us
here.
the falsest sense of confidence ever. They're so nice. They're so nice.
So you were saying to potentially date somebody completely outside of the thing,
right,
would be like,
because that also I think there's good benefits to both sides. I
Yeah.
think
Yeah, I tried outside and found it to be very, very, very difficult because of the passion and drive it took to do what we do.
right.
And it's so hard for someone who wants a normal life to understand because, and I get it, like, because part of me envies that life that they have, but just doesn't, I can't do it.
Right.
And I get why they don't understand why I would put myself through that kind of hell and those kind of hours and that kind of, and for someone to love someone that's putting themselves through that is hard if they don't understand that inner drive that is so like built into your core. They're just gonna be like, you're crazy. Why are you doing this? Like, why would you and why aren't you giving me all of your extra time instead of putting it into these projects? Whereas usually someone who's involved in that world understands like that those extra things are just as important
right.
as they are, you know, like, and they don't get upset by that. Not always, but I've generally found outside of my industry,
tough.
and by my industry I don't mean like
It's
a wide
the universal
yeah.
entertainment industry.
Yeah, it's a wide. I mean, art in
Yeah,
general, a
there's
passion,
the passion, anything.
people, like people that live by passion. Which, not saying all people should. I don't think all people should. I think I envy certain people that are very comfortable, and I've tried dating people like that, and they were very uncomfortable with me, and me not being able to give them all the time that they're used to. Like, let's just watch Netflix for 3 or 4 hours, and I'm like,
I don't
Whoa,
have
whoa,
that.
whoa.
Can't
I don't
do
have 3 or 4. Like, I got 3 or 4 hours. I'm gonna write something. I'm gonna draw something. We're gonna do something. Like, make something.
And that's the thing of producer. I have time for that. I love cuddles. But like
I love cuddles too.
I know, but you have to do
I
all
only
these
sleep
things.
4 hours a night.
You can't do that. That's your sleep time. And I mean, and the other thing is, it's to keep in mind is, in your career, like, I mean, it's great. You're in a nice sweet spot because you know you're like a few years away from 30. You can like figure some shit out still and
Great.
fuck
Yeah,
around
fuck you,
and
dude.
whatever.
Yep.
Like you're good. So you know you can have that wiggle room time to really find out what you will really tolerate and what you're willing to let go of and sacrifice for yourself. Because that's really that's the definitive. Okay, this because that will tell you what kind of person you want to stay with and you want to look for.
compromise. Yeah.
So like I mean, and in your career, it affects your career. I mean, I'm the only dude at that table on Kurtwell that is single. You know, like Mercer and Mercer together, like Laura Travis are a couple, like Sam and Liam have wives and children that they go home to. Taliesin has a forever girlfriend that he is madly in love with, and like and that affects you, like because I'll tell you this. A lot of them I don't think even realize, and that's just not them. That's like all of my friends. Like they're all paired up now for the most part, or they're none of them are single. I don't have any single friends that I can think of off the top of my head.
Yeah.
And so my opinion gets thrown in the wind a lot. There's no weight behind it. There's never,
Interesting.
I don't have that, and that's something to consider moving forward because I mean it's the truth. It's not malicious, and it's not like it's not anything like they're doing it on purpose or just it's just how it is.
Yeah.
They don't even realize they're doing it like half the time, and if they don't, it's how I feel, and that could be part truth and part just the deluge of loneliness and the depression that comes along with it, like making me think these things, bringing on that I call it single paranoia, because
I haven't got there yet.
it's
Oh man,
I flirted with that. Oh yeah.
You flirted with that?
Oh yeah.
I mean, I'm way too proud and full of myself to
I've
get
dipped my
depressed.
toe into
but-
that pool of paranoia. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen it. I've seen its water shimmering back at me. I'm going hoo hoo hoo.
I'm like,
that's
I'm
true.
I'm
Maximum Peter said you kind of have some single friends now, so that's, there we go.
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
all go out to a bar.
yeah, right.
Jesus Christ, yeah.
the worst place
Oh,
ever
God.
to meet people.
And that's the thing. Where do we meet people? That's the other thing too.
Watch that same movie.
Oh yeah, and that's the other thing. Where do you meet people today?
You don't.
You have to allocate time. You have to build, and if you don't want to just
Shut
fuck
up, you're
them,
stressing me out.
I know.
God damn
I'm just
it.
saying.
Well, in our
things.
instance, it's work. It's the jobs we get usually.
That is
Like when I was a
you know-
freelancer, you only meet people on jobs.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because you work every
Yeah.
fucking day, many hours.
Yeah.
And
That's me.
but it's not a bad thing to me because I'm doing what I love.
No,
And that's the world I live in, and that's the world I love. So it's like totally fine. Like I'm not gonna meet someone outside of that world because I don't go outside of that world.
And I don't know if you've thought of this, but the thing that now this is kind of like, well, this is kind of stupid, but in the same way has been a concern of mine, was like moving forward in our careers, you know, like if we blow up the way we all want to blow up, because that's the ultimate goal, really.
Not my goal.
He wants to implode. Zach wants to implode.
I don't want to blow up.
I mean, as in be successful.
Sure.
Just success.
Yeah, working.
Like I was, you know, now I don't give a fuck anymore. I'm just like I'm so past. I'm more on the Zach page of cynicism, but yeah. It's I don't know. I kind of just got to a point where I just stopped trying, and you might. I just don't get there. And moving forward in our careers. And as they grow, I kind of wanted to find somebody before that the blossom happened.
Sure.
Because quite honestly, like, I didn't want to find a girl who likes me for my accomplishments. I wanted somebody who was there for the ride.
Yep.
So that's kind of a shitty thing too.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, well, fuck all this, because now it's hard for me to trust people.
Yeah.
So there's that, because there's already been a couple dames that have like been like, yeah, let's hang out and stuff, and it's all voiceover, it's all fucking bullshit business shit.
IO5, I want to answer that question. If you don't have time to meet someone, then how do you have time to be with someone? That's why I usually end up with people who are part of the world I'm a part of, because they're directly involved in that world. You know, like Beck and I dated for 4 years, and I think our relationship only worked because we worked together.
That's
if you want me to be totally honest. Because we spent a lot of time together on shoots and on sets and things like that. And it was a respectful relationship, and it ended respectfully as well.
Yeah.
But that was like, it needed that. Otherwise, we wouldn't have had time to be around each other.
Right.
But we got to grow together as individuals on those shoots and on those jobs and things like that. But going back to your thing about, you know, wanting to blow up and stuff like that, like, for me, the ultimate goal in my world isn't necessarily to succeed in the as long as I do better tomorrow than I did today, I'm fine. I'm happy. So I'm outwardly very cynical, but inwardly I'm actually pretty positive, despite what everyone that thinks they know me might think. It's more of like, as long as I do better tomorrow, that's all I care about. I don't have a big goal. 10 years ago, I would have told you I had a big goal. I would have been like, I'm going to be the next David Lynch or something like that.
Right.
Now it's much more like, honestly, if next year I was in the middle of fucking nowhere in the country, creating art, cutting wood, doing whatever, and surviving off the land, as long as I was doing better than I am right now, as far as in my active creation and getting shit done, I would be fine. I'd be totally comfortable, and I'd be fine. Because to me, I don't separate. That's why I can do this job, even though I trained to be a painter, or I trained to be a filmmaker, or I trained to be this, because this job is none of those things.
Right.
But it is challenging. And every day I learn something new and get challenged by something new, and allows me to do something better each day, which is all I really care about. It's not that I'm not making a feature yet or doing this or that. Like, if I do one day, fucking great, and I want to, but it's not like that's the long-term goal. But that being said, I will always put myself in a situation where I'm pushing myself really, really, really hard, and it's really hard to find people that are comfortable with that, because it's like...
Yeah, I'm definitely trying to collect people right now that I believe are good and like me for me, and like I want to keep around. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I'm trying to do that.
Yeah.
And cut the fat with the other stuff. But I'm not going to be successful. No way. There's no way. But still, I'm still collecting people.
Well, Brown.
For, you know, yeah, that's the only reason.
So.
Yeah. Yep. What's that?
Girls or guys?
Both. Yeah, absolutely. People. Collecting all people.
The people.
Yeah.
There's it's a bit of a minefield in that respect, and to this Mercer calls me the most cynic optimist.
Yeah, I get that too. Yeah.
And that's kind of my deal, because quite frankly, I wouldn't be successful if I didn't think I could be. Mm-hmm. So
exactly,
you know,
you have to be. You can't do what we do
that's always,
without inner thinking you can do it.
Yeah,
because it's
that's
so much
always,
fucking work.
Yeah.
That's
excited about life, optimistic, excited about life.
Punch
I know.
yeah.
You have to be. Somebody. There were a couple questions that showed up. And then it started moving too fast. I missed a couple. But like, you know, I know Hector and I both have been going through some shit in the worlds of navigating romanticism, and I find it also tragic. So ultimately tragic.
But that all the girls that you're interested in or possibly interested in are either attached or lesbians.
I don't get the lesbians one. I don't get
that one yet.
Actually, I got one. All right, I don't normally get it.
Chased
But
Amy yet, but that still might happen for me. We'll
I haven't got it yet, but it happened last week. The first time for me.
Wow.
And it was. I mean, it went as best as it possibly could.
Yeah. That's nice. That's nice.
Yeah. No, it was just a thing where it was this thing I was working on for a little bit, and one of the dance choreographer that was attached to something else. Like, she's really cute and she's cool. Also native Puerto Rican. Like, we got along swimmingly.
Great.
And it was the whole thing, and we were kind of commuting back to the valley together and having a great conversation, and we were talking about like all these things that are coming up, and you know that we're doing, and I like dancers. I'm kind of a sucker for them. See, that's kind of a thing where trying to date a dancer. That's because they're kind of like or Stephanie, but it's because if what they do is kind of around. It's always entertainment. It's an art, so it's all creative.
There's a passion there.
But it's like kind of it's almost they're not fucking trying to be comedians, which is totally
Holy shit!
It's a good mix. Anyway, so when I was just like she was talking about her stuff, I was like, or she was like, she's like, yeah, and I'm moving to Italy 2 months, from now, to do this whole dance company. It's incredible. She's kudos to her. But I was like, well, so I won't be asking you out.
Yeah. That's nice.
And
that's great.
I have some great stuff. By the way. I have some great conversation starters, and then I'm good with the one-liners. And not pickup. I don't do that shit.
Yeah.
It's for douchebags.
So now pickup, just one-liners.
Just one-liners. Because they're always funny. It's different. Just pickups, it's like, I'm doing this so you try to sex me or whatever.
But just like
Well, I'm just
charming
trying to,
things you slip into conversations.
funny.
Yeah, I love that.
Just
That's
trying
great.
to just make conversation.
That's great.
But and she goes.
My problem is I treat all conversations like honesty hour.
There's it.
Doesn't really work too well in
Wait.
casual conversation.
Well, that's a second date.
Nah, fuck it. Fucking get that shit out right off the bat.
That's a second date.
Here's all my problems.
Do you want them? Here.
And then the scary thing is that when the woman does say, yes, I do, Zach's like, Hector, she's kind of
She's
weird. I'm like, yeah,
crazy.
dude.
Why? That's why. She want.
Because you went 8 date on the first date, and now you're like, oh, I don't know about it. Well, Zach, you went 8 date on the first date. You gotta cool it, buddy.
What are you talking about? Because no one has responded that way.
Yeah.
You're talking about something that doesn't exist. Nobody's been like, yeah, okay.
But there's been people that have been like, I'll hang.
The
I
day
can
it
hang.
happens.
After you're like, hey man, this is my shit. Poof, this is my deal. And they're like, I can hang. And you're like, great. And then a little bit into it, you're like, Hector, she's fucking. This is insane. And I'm like, yeah.
Well, that I know which case you're talking about, but that is actually. You understand that there was some actual.
Sure.
Yeah, some
That's
actual.
fine. I'm just giving you a hard time. I'm just deflecting the.
No,
attention
you
off
should
of me.
do
That's
that
great.
because I give you a really hard time for all the ridiculous shit you do.
It's okay. Is it ridiculous? Yeah, it's fucking.
Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous.
Great.
We both are. If you could see the text back and forth between Hector and I throughout a day, they're pretty fucking sad.
So it's a lot of like, hey, what you thinking? Nothing. Just
Kind of like, hey, did you talk to her yet, dude? Did you talk to her yet, dude?
yes,
No,
no.
I'm gonna tell her everything, man. I fucking love her, dude. I'm gonna tell her everything. I'm gonna do it. And I'm like, hey, man, I'm right there with you, dog. Let's do this together.
I should be chimed in and just be like, stop all of this.
Yeah.
Don't.
Yeah.
And then
Don't.
it usually is like, wait,
No.
dude, wait, no, we probably
I need
shouldn't
that.
do this. No, and then he's like, yeah, you're right. Nah, fuck it. And like, I'm gonna do this.
Ryan, I'm
Nah,
gonna start
fuck it.
texting you so that you can just
Do it.
respond with like, you're an idiot.
Dude, don't.
I'm pretty sure we get that way with each other too, though, where it's like, no, that's dumb,
Sure.
that's stupid.
We're fucking pretty honest with each other. That's
Yeah.
great. It's
Real
great.
quick, I want to answer. Yes, I have done my own stunts and stuff and things.
Nice.
Go check out Superpower Beatdown, Deadpool versus Batman. I'm Deadpool. Go.
That's
go look.
amazing.
We just shot another one. Another one's coming out. We have about like a 12 million views.
That's fucking. I didn't know you were Deadpool in that.
Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah.
I've watched that numerous times.
I was the first fucking
chuckle.
Deadpool.
When we have,
But I'm sure Ryan.
when we have,
He'll be fine.
Fine, yeah.
when we have Jerry Dugan on, do you want to come dressed as Deadpool?
Oh shit. That'd be amazing.
because he's gonna come on to the pool as a guest, and I want to troll him somehow.
Talk about
we were gonna have
writing Deadpool.
dancing
That would be
Deadpool come
amazing.
on, but I'd much rather have you come on.
Oh shit! Oh, somebody's seen it. My Deadpool voice was spot on. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
But yeah, so loneliness. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, well, see, the thing is, like, it's not. I wouldn't call it. In my instance, I wouldn't call it loneliness. I joke like it is because it's fun to joke about. It's fun to get in front of the internet and be like, "Oh fuck, I'm so lonely," blah blah blah. But I'm really not. I do a lot of things to keep my mind occupied, so
Yeah.
I'm not really lonely.
Me too.
I just get frustrated with the dating process and the inconvenient timing of it all.
Yeah, I just
I find that to be the most frustrating part. To be like, "You're awesome, I'm awesome." Oh, wrong time. Oh, bad timing. Oh, okay, yeah. I'm out. Yeah, I get it.
But you know, for me, is I still have a tiny little hopeless romantic stoking a little fire somewhere.
I
keeping
am.
there.
Oh,
And
I
it's
am
like,
a
it's-
huge hopeless romantic.
It's happening.
Yeah.
But it's. I mean, I swear, the last fucking 4 women that I have been like, you. It's like. Just it's I now when I know I like a girl, like when I want to like post, like just hang out and like spend time and make the time for that person
Yeah.
and all that stuff, I just already know that they either have a boyfriend or are about to die.
Yeah, cool. I'm gonna walk away now.
There's just like, it's like I really like you. Bye. Like I'm just it's a thing. I feel like my whatever meter is just off. And
No, I'm right there with you. 3 out of the last 4 people that I had interest in were all dating someone. The other was married. So
I also
yeah.
did that was a fun thing. Yeah.
This is
Can't talk
probably not the
about that.
case.
Yeah, leave that one to yourself.
I feel like it has to be something I'm doing subconsciously, but I feel like I attract that. I feel like in the past year of me trying to date, that there have been multiple instances where women will come out with me, hang out with me, flirt. I'll kiss them at the end of a great date, and then everything goes great. And I'm driving home, and they call me, and they're like, "I'm kind of seeing someone though," and I'm like, "What?" Like I attract that.
What? Who's this person?
No. We've both been through this. This is. I honestly, here's what I think. I think
Hold
it's-
it!
I
Where
think,
they're like, "Oh, I'm
No,
kind of seeing someone." I'm like,
Objection!
okay.
Hey, this happened. This has
Yeah,
happened to
that's-
both of us like a lot lately.
Remember we went out to karaoke and a very drunk woman was flirting with me
and
who
she's
was married? Great.
No,
Awesome.
you want me to? This is what I honestly think. Why this happens to us? You and I are the least threatening fucking people in the world when it comes to talking to women, and I don't mean that in a sense of like it's the
So
reason.
I gain women's trust and they're like, oh, I can trust this guy.
Yes, because
and then
we're
when
nice
I kiss
guys.
them and like tell them I like them, they're
No,
like,
it's because we create
a
a situation where we say we don't hit on women.
Yeah.
We don't outwardly flirt with them. Mm-hmm. We will be honest with them, be like, I really like you, but
I
we're
know.
still
I just-
talking to them as a person who's just like, I understand you, and hey, you got stuff? Let me talk to you
sure.
about it. Like, I'm here for you as a friend.
I just need to be
and
more
like we
front
do
for
that, and then they feel really like able to be off guard around us and be like, that's why I think we attract a certain type of person that's like, oh, I don't have to be threatened by this guy because he's not just being like, hey, nice tits, girl. Like,
Sure.
we're actually approaching them as honest as
Some,
people.
like, people.
Somebody said, Hector, you're overthinking the thing. They're not seeing somebody. They just don't want to say, I'm not into you. No, there's a couple
They're seeing-
instances
they're
where
seeing
they're like,
people.
I know who they were seeing. Like they were seeing somebody.
Yeah, they're seeing people.
They were seeing somebody.
Yeah.
But
This is also, yeah, I don't know.
I've also, of course, I've also been let down nicely, and
Married.
I know what that is when I'm let down nicely too. I
Yeah, yeah.
recognize that.
Yeah.
Where people find nice ways to say I'm not that.
And
into
guys,
you without saying I'm
don't
not
start
into
the friend
you.
zone
That's fine.
thing. I don't believe in like the friend zone
Yeah.
thing. I feel
Not a
like
thing.
that's a generalized term that gets used against women that I don't agree with.
Yeah.
Like I said, Hector and
Yeah.
I feel are just as responsible for the situations we're in.
I'm fucking
we
doing
do
something.
it.
I'm
We
putting
do
it out there. I am the person that looks and I go, you, but why them? I have to know that they're not available. That's what I do. That's what I got.
No, they talk to you too. That's the thing. But we're not
Sure.
coming. I honestly think like we are very disarming people because we're very honest and we're very like open, and it's like, oh, I can trust this guy, and then it's like, oh, hey, I really like you. Oh shit, you're with somebody. Then we choose to keep talking to them. That's on us, man.
And the
That's
thing
on
is,
us.
and the other thing too is like just the culture in general, like the westernized notion of how things are supposed to work. I dated this Japanese girl who lived in Japan and had to go back and forth.
That's tough.
I mean, you'd think so, but she made way more money than I did, and didn't give a fuck that she did.
Yeah.
And I couldn't wrap my head around it for a good couple months. like, and it was just, and she was just like, and for her, it wasn't a fucking thing.
Yeah.
She was making just as much money as whatever the other counterpart. I can't remember. So, it's interesting when you're like, don't mention particulars. I'm like, okay, what could I?
Yeah, don't mention names.
But like, she's making good money.
Yeah.
And 6 figures a year, and versus as my actor, my solid 35K.
Yeah.
I pulled in that year.
I've never been the breadwinner, but I have a painting degree.
That's
Never
the
been the
thing.
breadwinner.
And that's the other thing. People are like, man, you do all these things, and we're like, anime pays dick.
Just so you guys know, anime pays dicks. Lots of dicks. It rains dicks all over Orion.
All over my face.
Lots of dicks.
That's what I feel when I go in there. JoJo's, I've been in JoJo's, Kill la Kill, Berserk, like I'm in all those, and I got paid dick. And all the other guys that you love get paid dick. Like we don't get residuals on video games. We don't get any of that shit.
Yep.
So like I make about above minimum wage pretty much every year. So there you go. Come to voice acting, guys. But what was I talking about? Now I'm all pissed off about how much.
It wasn't a deal for her that she made more money than you.
Oh right, yeah. And so yeah, when the first time like I flew out there, and then she came out, and she's like, oh, I'll pay for you this time. I was like, well, let me just figure this stuff out, blah blah blah, because it's like $900 to $1,200 a ticket.
Yeah.
And she was just like very like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
I make more money. This is what she's like. I make more money than you.
Yeah.
So this is the rational thing to do.
This is rational and
this is-
logical. And you're like, well, I'm the guy, and I should. And you're like,
Right. I'm just saying. I was like, I feel bad. She's like,
Yeah.
is this like some American thing?
Yeah.
Literally asked me that, and I was like, scanners. I was like, and then, but the thing is, she spoiled me, and not like, here, baby, let me buy everything. It spoiled me and broke that whole
mentality.
thing.
Yeah.
It's a different mentality. So now I expect a lot more from my women in that regard. Where I'm just like, well, fucking make some money, bitch. Like, do it.
Especially
like,
if they're not.
and by the way, when I say
actors.
bitch, I call dudes dick and asshole. So just fucking chill on that. Like,
We mean it in like, you want a boss ass bitch.
That's right.
That makes money.
Right.
Because she a boss ass bitch.
By the way, can we talk about Parks and Rec and how that's my favorite show?
It's amazing.
Parks and Rec, yeah.
Boss
I
great.
haven't
Boss
seen the
bitch.
last
Boss
season.
bitch. Boss- yeah.
I always wait for Netflix, so I'm a season behind, but it's fucking.
Yeah,
It's great. It's fine.
Fantastic.
So good.
It's good.
Wait, did I watch the last? No, they haven't put it up there. Anyway, it's fantastic.
sorry.
I met
said boss
and
bitch, I
became friends with Jim O'Hare, who plays Jerry.
Oh,
Jerry.
great. Yeah.
He's filthy.
I've-
He's so
yeah.
hilarious. He's
Oh.
so hilarious. He's fantastic. He's a great guy.
Yeah.
Love that show.
Sorry, we totally derailed. And sorry,
Guys,
Parks and Rec.
it's funny though. I mean, I don't know. I don't feel like that's as common in Western culture anymore. Like,
It's getting
I don't
better.
know.
Oh, it's getting way better. And
Yeah.
like it's.
But
it's,
we want to go on a date. I still feel like I should pay for this whole thing, even though it's like I don't even know you.
I just
don't
saw
know
a
if I
post
like it.
yesterday
Do you know what I
that
mean?
somebody
Like,
was tweeting around that
still
was
feel
just
like
like
that. I
the
have-
rules of dating, and
Yeah.
it's like the first 3 are on you, and this is why. And it's funny to me because I'm like, well, are these rules still? Because these feel like old-fashioned kind of things
they
that
are.
are still like
Sure
saying
they
that
are.
women aren't equal to men, and it's like,
Yeah.
I think women
I
are
feel like I'm
often
pitching
better
myself
than me because I don't
on a date
make
is what it is. I
dick.
feel like I'm pitching myself when I really should have the mentality of like, impress me. Like,
so,
pitch
so,
yourself to me.
so here's the thing.
What are you doing?
Yeah, Hector, that's gonna go over really well for
No,
us.
this is the,
Well-
it's
At this point, I don't give a fuck.
this. So no,
You said that like you give a
Yep.
fuck.
Yeah,
I
no,
know.
yep, you kind of do. I heard this is a little bit in your voice. You do give a little fuck. But my buddy, there's a table read I did last year, or it was a stage reading, and there's a few short stories that they did, and one of them was a conversation between two guys about what we're talking
Yeah.
about. And it was kind of a brilliant thing because I never even thought of it that way before.
Yeah.
And they're talking about, and it's two guy friends talking to each other, and one's like talking about, oh, why should I pay the first date? Like, why? And the guy's like, well, because it's like the gentlemanly thing to do. And he's like, yeah, but that's the whole thing, though. Like, you're talking about me being a gentleman, which is like a thing that was like generated in like the 20s and 30s and all that shit, and like I have to still abide by these things. Where I'm like, and he's like, well, yeah, I mean, just to be polite, like you go out and like even if you don't have to think in that kind of, like you can still be counterculture in that respect, but you can still like be the nice guy and like pay for the date. And the argument was like, well, hold on a second. And the guy goes into this. He's like, well, hold on a second. When we go out on a date, when you go on a date, it's like you as saying like it's thinking I have to pay. It like devalues yourself as part of the deal to go out to begin with. Like, why is it why is the presence of your company any less valuable than the presence of hers? The point of the date is to woo. You are courting. Like, there's no bones about whatever stuff. And the girls who think and do that, where take me on a date, kiss me, I'm seeing somebody, fuck you, whoever the fuck that was. Fuck you. That's shitty. You know? But like,
I could have been more upfront. No,
stop it.
Yeah.
No. But the thing is,
Your feelings were known.
yes, your feelings are known, and that's the thing. They don't, they're not stupid.
Yeah.
I'm sure the people you pick aren't intelligent.
Yeah.
So let's give them the credit.
They're
you know?
usually smarter than
Fuck
I am.
you. You smart ass. You know what you're doing. But like, but that's the thing. Like, what makes it, when you a successful date, best case scenario, right? Best case scenario is conversation sparkling, connection lightning. Fuck the first kiss. Let's just like go right to fucking. Boom. Like, best case scenario, guys. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Like on the first date,
both are so into it
You're
that
just
it's gonna
and not
happen.
like this is gonna be tonight.
Use protection.
But this is
Use
like
protection,
we
of course.
The best case scenario is I don't want to
use
see
gloves.
anyone other than you, and
Right.
I agree. Let's just see each other. Oh,
what's
this
this?
is
What's
great.
this? What
This is connection.
This is connection?
This is
No, this is
might be your problem.
This is
I just might have figured out your entire problem, Hector.
This is
This is your
your
connection
This is
right
the
here.
man. This is the woman.
What the fuck is
This
this?
is the man. This is the woman. You're
I
on a
pressed the
date.
godhead.
You're on a date, and if the conversation is fantastic, that's the conversation spark. Ooh, and then there's a physical connection.
Right.
Ooh, and then that was a good joke.
I really hope when
we had
you're
a
having
similar-
this
and it's
conversation
just-
on that day, you're like,
the
I'm
whole
really
date
feeling
is just
something
a
right now.
constant of,
There's a
like-
connection right here.
Yeah.
There's a little.
That's what I do every day. I'm like, you feeling this? You feeling this? Like I'm feeling it? You feeling it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The-
Best case scenario.
But that's the thing. Like, if that's the best case scenario,
Yeah.
then both parties equally take away the same value in that evening.
course.
They both take away good sex. They take away good conversation. They take away good human connection. They take away a lot of things equally. If both of the parties have a good time, and if that's the best case scenario, that's pretty much saying that both of you did.
Yeah.
Right. And in that case, when it's brought into a monetary situation, why does it now fall still in the mail to pay for stuff? Everything just should be straight up Dutch. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I
like,
agree.
That's just how it should be. Like, and
And
so that was the
it's
argument.
hard fighting those
Anyway.
like impulses of
know.
like being raised to be a gentleman, and,
Right.
and then trying to break through that idea of like what is a gentleman and what's just being a whack ass fucking like old fashioned dude that still believes women aren't valued as much as men.
Right.
And trying to find that split there, because I do think there's still a place for gentlemen, just as I think there's a place for ladies.
Right.
And I unfortunately don't find many ladies anymore.
That is also true.
It's very difficult to find ladies. Just as they want gentlemen, it's fairly difficult to find ladies. So,
Yeah. There's.
I know ladies. And they deserve.
okay.
gentlemen.
And now
They
I saw
deserve
some
gentlemen.
like talk about like how the chat room was saying you guys should let Steph and Kiki find you dates. Blah 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 blah. I would let Kiki help me find a date. I would
Why
not let Steph.
Why not Steph?
I would not let Steph. I feel like Kiki understands our plight a little bit better.
She's fucking engaged. No, she
No,
doesn't.
she is, but she's real. Kiki is real as fuck.
But wait. hold
Like
on a second.
Kiki just lays shit out real as fuck.
So I'm not real.
Hold on.
You don't lay shit out real as fuck.
I-
You're real, but you don't lay shit out real as fuck. Kiki lays shit out real as fuck.
I would let Steph hook me up with things.
You can go for that.
I would too.
I'm gonna
She
take
said
Kiki's
on multiple
lead.
times that she's gonna wingman me, and it still hasn't happened. What's up, bro?
I would win.
We've never hung
Kiki
out.
says
What's up,
yes.
bro?
I'm the beat.
Oh, is Kiki in the chat room?
Yeah,
right
she's
now?
in the chat.
She's probably farting up a storm. She farts a lot. That Kiki. Oh my god. She's probably home like, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll hook you up. Yeah. Let me set you up with a date. Wow, Kiki's never gonna help me.
Yeah, Steph would hook me up with an assassin she's hired. If you guys saw the way she walked around the camera here, that's exactly why I don't want Steph looking
So-
for anyone for
Wow.
me.
Plus, actually, the other thing with that, as I don't know if you've thought of this too, is there's a danger with having your friends hook you up.
Oh, it's the
with
worst.
people.
It's the fucking
Yeah.
worst. It's a terrible idea.
Because
Yeah.
the minefield with that is then it's how attractive your friends perceive you as.
I hate that.
Because they're like, there's this girl, you'll love her. I'm like,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Really? And
Yep.
and now I'm just like,
Oh, I hate
and-
feeling like that. That's happened.
And the thing is that, like, I'm not saying fucking be superficial aesthetic.
Sure.
But there's a fucking people have likes and dislikes aesthetically and not. Don't tell me that when you know that I'm probably not going to touch her with his dick. So, like, there's, that's the
Oh
danger
my
that
God.
runs with,
Oh my
with
God.
people going, like, let me set you up. Unless you can literally Chris Jagger and. Sorry.
That's great. Kiki said we're not friends, so we good. All right. It's fine, Kiki. That's fine. Cool. I'd rather be friends with an Australian. I said it.
you just threw shit
Oh,
down.
is Kiki?
They're better people. She's a Kiwi.
Oh, okay. I was like,
She's
Kiki's
a
a
Kiwi.
Kiwi.
oh, hi, Kiki.
Kiki's a Kiwi.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah. It's never a bad thing to let any of your intelligent, attractive friends set you up.
Of course.
No, I think it's terrible. Idea.
But,
I would
some,
never.
but like you said, sometimes it's like, yeah.
Great.
I've never ever encountered anyone, no matter how close of a friend they are,
Yeah.
going to be like, I think you should talk to. You know what? I'm going to set you up. Actually, you know what? I'm going to rephrase that. I don't have a single friend that knows me that would want to
Yeah.
put themselves through the hell of introducing someone to me as a potential date.
Especially if I know them, I'm never gonna be like, hey man, like ruin this person, dude. Here, come talk. Like fuck. that
Yeah,
shit
nobody
up.
I
Like,
know that's a friend with me is gonna be like,
Oh
you know
my
what? You should
God.
really meet Zach. They're gonna be like, wait, no. You know what? Zach would fucking wreck you. Don't talk to him. Stay away from him.
It's tough because your friends are like, hey, I've got this great friend of mine that if you don't like them, I will be offended. Come on, and you're just like, fuck. Like, that's what happens. Like I will be really cheesed if you don't think that they're as great as I do. So come and talk to them. And you're like, oh, great.
Great. Well, and there's always that tone, that note. Well,
Yeah.
well, and then he's like, it didn't work
So
out.
I probably shouldn't go to my friends to like do that.
But that's the thing. And then again, there's square one. Where?
I don't know.
Where do we find the
I don't
ones?
know. Online is the worst. I hate it.
Yeah.
It's a fury road. It's a wasteland.
Yeah.
It's salts. It's just the salt sea. That's what online dating
Where's the
is.
green?
Where's
this green you're talking?
There is no
isn't.
Greenland.
It's just a fucking
There is no
swamp,
Greenland.
Erica. It's
That's
a
all there
goddamn
is.
swamp with
All there
crows
is a
circling
fucking-
around it.
It's a fucking old woman with some seeds. That's what online dating is. And a naked woman is bait, and she's gonna kill you.
Yo, God,
That's all it is.
It's fucking dead on there. That is a dead on fucking
God.
analogy.
Oh God. Ugh.
Actually, the chat had a great observation earlier. Honesty hour is a lot better when there's girls in the background laughing at them.
Could you not laugh that hard, please? This is my life. Could you not laugh that hard?
No, it's a joke. It's a joke. We understand. Hector, we are here because we understand our lives are a fucking joke.
Yeah.
We are here to entertain people with our plight.
This is true.
Our
Yeah.
plight entertains them.
this is-
I go to sleep every fucking night after an honesty hour knowing, well, I hope they were goddamn entertained.
Yep, that's
me.
That's yeah. That is. But you know that makes for good art too.
No, it does.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've never been funnier. I've never been
I
funnier.
am really. Can I tell you guys something? I am really excited about the state of my art. Like right now. Like I am so like. Oh man. Yeah.
Super.
From like last week to this, I'm like, dude, my art's gonna be on point. I was funnier today, I think, than I've been in a long time.
Because you're
To be
so
honest.
sad as fuck.
Yeah,
Yes.
dude. Yeah,
Because
My
you're
drawings.
sad. Right in there, man.
Oh,
Not
man.
entertained.
I did these drawings this past few days, and people are like, "Your fucking art is great." I'm like, "Yeah, dude. I go home and I have to draw, otherwise I'm sad. Like I have to
Yeah.
do it."
Yeah. For me,
Great.
it's
Yeah.
It's
You know, but
PS4
all that being said,
Warcraft
like
and-
again, we're making a lot of jokes and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, if you asked me, do you want to continue going all out and liking someone and like really figuring them out, only
Yeah.
to find out that they're taken or that they're not interested in you and all that
Absolutely.
stuff, or to not do it at all? I would do it over and over again.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
that part of me that likes. I'm a person that likes to get to know people. I love hearing people's stories, like making a connection with them. Even if that connection doesn't come back, I will never regret that.
Yeah.
And it ultimately feeds everything I do. It is the most like inspiring, creative force is like either falling in love or being heartbroken. Either one, I feel like, is the most. Now, you have to channel it. You could just feel heartbroken and be like, fuck me,
I
and
don't
feel
know-
really sorry for yourself. But if you channel that, God, it's so fucking like invigorating.
Did
like
you-
to
wait.
feel that like drive in you, that
Yeah.
sadness, and positively realigning it to something like malleable that you can fucking throw back out into the world.
See, I don't know. I mean, I don't mean to bring it down,
No, go for it.
but like I'm not even there anymore.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I take it, man.
I guess I would want to, but I don't feel the need to try anymore.
Yeah.
And like, and then especially like the last like few months and all that stuff. What did we get?
No, it's just one that I can't read out loud. No, you missed it. I'll tell you later.
Okay, great.
It was dead on.
Internet's great.
But yeah, no, like the last like few months or whatever, it's like, you know, the drive is like
Yeah.
And like the show's really the crit roll shows like one of the things that have been like keeping just me going.
Yeah. Yeah.
As far as like
How can you be fucking sad when you get like one day a week to like hang out with awesome people, great friends?
Yeah.
Fucking thousands and thousands and thousands of people. I mean, I'm not gonna challenge you because I know you could, but like,
no, yeah,
you can. I'm just saying, like, that's such a like positive environment to be involved in every week.
Well, I like a few weeks ago I was diagnosed with cancer, and
This just got real.
yeah, and it's cool. I mean, not the cancer part, but
I mean, when you say that, is it benign? Is it?
there's nothing yet. So
Nothing yet.
there's cell growth in my liver area that they found. I'm on pills. I have been for like the last, I don't know, it just started last week, so this is week 2.
Okay.
But I've known for a few weeks. All the crit roll guys know. So because I mean, it's awesome it didn't show during the show, but like there's a reason I was like
yeah.
chugging coffee and not drinking booze and all that other stuff the last several weeks.
Yeah.
So like, I feel like shit all the time. But fortunately, I don't have to do IV. I don't have to do any of that stuff. There is nothing.
What's your plan of action, man?
It's a treatment for anywhere from 8 to 12 months, and then it should dissipate. That's what they're saying.
Good. So you caught it really early.
Like, there's nothing to cut out. It's all just cell stuff right now. So
Great.
I'm on like corticosteroids and other shit, like a little chemo pill and a bunch of other shit. And so, like that kind of thing. And that's the other thing. It's like right now I was like thinking of bringing it up. I didn't know if I was or not tonight. It's not a secret really, but it's not like I'm not gonna be like, oh, I hate false pity.
You might have to tell them to not, because this is the most generous chat room in the world, and if you don't want your Twitter feed flooded with people like telling you they love you and that then you might have to tell them not to do it.
I love you too. If you want to tell me you love me, that's cool.
Great.
But yeah, like, you know, I just don't like to feel sorry for and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So it sucks. It's painful. I'm just dealing with it. So the last, and I'm pretty sure I'm still in denial, so that's probably why I'm so cool about it. But I'm going.
Denial's a powerful
it's
drug.
super powerful. But I mean, like, I've been going to therapy and stuff for it, and my friends and Erica is known. Oh, baby.
Erica's got a big heart.
Yeah. So a lot of my close friends have known. God damn it, you did this. I was gonna be fine. But yeah, they've been all super awesome about supporting me and being there and loving me and stuff. So, I'm not without a network or any of that stuff. I probably will be doing some charity stuff in the next couple months. I'm working with Michelle Morrow, so that'll be other stuff. So that's why I'm like, well, it's not really a secret. I'm gonna be kind of announcing it, and then it just kind of.
When you say charity stuff, are you saying to help others or to help pay for the medications?
No, so far right now, thanks Obama. Everything's covered, so I'm good with treatment right now. So that's
when
cool.
if you get to the point where you need something, let us in this chat room.
For sure. But yeah, sorry, context. But that has also, looking at, I thought I was 10 feet tall and bulletproof and all that shit until I was like, oh fuck, I might die. Like way before I want to. So that, makes you reflect upon a lot more things and makes you think about things a little bit more different.
We've come back to mortality, which is something we talk about a lot on this.
But we can skip it.
I think we should, because I think they hear my side of it, which is a lot different than yours. Yours is much more pressing, and something that all of us could learn something from, of how you take that, how you overcome it, how you apply it, and how you move day to day with it, other than just getting up and moving day to day without realizing you're doing it.
Well, I mean, that's kind of the thing. I was already fighting like depression before this happened, so I was like, it's like the cherry on top there. So I don't know. I mean, in these situations, it's like you sink or swim. I mentioned it before, but my best friend Ronnie passed away from cancer 2 years ago. I'm 34. He's a year older than I am. So at the time was like, he was like 33, something like that. He had been fighting it for 8 years. I went through hell and high water with that dude. And he was like a real friend. Like, we grew up together, high school.
Yeah.
I spent summers at his house and close to his family, and he was. My then girlfriend was the one who's like, you should be a voice actor. And when I told him, because he was like kind of my moral compass till he passed, and I was like, hey, I'm thinking of being an actor. And he went and found these 2 articles. I've said this story before, but he got these 2 articles that he found, and it was like, so you want to be an actor? So you want to be a voice actor? And there's all this shit of like how much it sucks and all the things that you have to do, and just all these like fucking fuck off things kind of deal, kind of explaining what the career is like. And I was like, fine, I get it, okay. And he was like, no. He's like, I wanted you to read that because knowing this, out of all of our friends, I think you can pull it off.
Yep.
And I signed up for a class next week, so I owe a lot to him.
Yeah.
Damn it. Yeah. So, when he went through his cancer, it was very difficult to deal with, and I'm still dealing with his loss. So, when I got the news about my crap, it was like you put on a brave face or you die.
Yeah.
So, I have a few enemies to destroy before I go anywhere. So, that's kind of where my head's at, 100%. I'll be fine, and that's kind of what my overall feeling is throughout the day. Sometimes I forget, actually. Like yesterday, I forgot I had it, and I have a buzzer that I have to take meds at every day, and that's when I'm like, damn it, fucking cancer, and then I'm just taking fucking pills, and then I puke, and then I go on with my day. So, yeah. I'm sure there'll be a lot more of this talk coming up. But
I mean,
but yeah.
That's. Thank you for sharing. I know that's not easy to
No,
share.
yeah.
Thank you for reminding me something. That the most important goddamn thing on earth is a sense of humor. Fuck all else. That is the most important thing. I don't deal with people that are unfunny. I can't have that. I need people that are funny around me all the time. That is the only way to live. It makes me sad when I meet people that don't have a sense of humor.
Yeah.
It bums me out more than anything else. I'm like, oh, like that, I just can't.
And
so,
it saves in so many ways. Before I learned martial arts, I got out of being beaten up by making bullies laugh at me.
Yes.
So
I did a lot of that.
Yeah.
The clown move.
The clown.
I was a
Everybody loves
favorite.
the jester.
Yep.
Everybody loves the jester.
Yep.
I didn't have to say
Wow.
anything. They just laughed.
Yeah.
It was just like, you're pathetic.
Pointed and laughed.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's beautiful, man. That's great. It's wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Sorry to bring it down.
No. Bring it down. We're comfortable in this space, unfortunately. I mean,
Life is important. That's fucking good, man.
That's
what
the
it's about.
ultimate takeaway.
Yeah, that's
Live
what it is.
Every
Don't
day,
forget.
like it is your last, because it very well could be. And I mean, that's, like if I could bestow anything to you, which I worry about what you're going through a lot, because I have a lot of things that happen that lead to thinking it's probably cancer, but we can't know for sure yet. But I think what we've talked about before with my condition and all this stuff is this like the only advantage you have when you know your mortality is that you get to experience mortality to its fullest. It's the shittiest way sometimes to look at it, because you're just like, I don't want to be fucking told that, but at the end of the day, like, it is kind of a nice thing to be able to be like, okay, well, fucking this matters. Every day matters. Every day that you have now fucking matters so much, and like, fulfill it. Fucking go for it. Seize that fucking day. And the unfortunate thing that a lot of people live with is they never think about it and don't realize that they could walk in front of a bus tomorrow. Like a fucking plane could fall on their house. Like, you don't know, and you live oblivious to that, and you don't cherish those moments and those things. And you definitely seem like a person that's cherished life and lived it to its fullest. And
Yeah, I mean,
fucking go for it, man.
I mean, I try, and I mean, of course, just like the rest of everybody. Like, I mean, the day before yesterday, I got up and I felt like garbage, because I just feel like garbage. But but that was just like, oh, fuck this. I smoked weed and then fucking just played Minecraft, for hours, and I didn't want to think about anything else. For me, that helps. But like, I there are definitely days where it's the malaise of the exhaustion, you know.
Yeah.
But you know, even then, I'm just like, as soon as I'm better, I'll crush them all. As soon as I'm better,
Yeah.
all of them are gonna be like. It's like even then, I'm just like there's a if whatever your fire is, whenever anybody's fire is like, whatever you have to do to keep it just stoked a little bit, even in the worst weather.
Yeah.
If you just a little bit, you know, just blow on it, just a tiny bit. When you want that burning later and you need it, it'll be there for you. Like, and I'm trying to keep my shit stoked. Ha! Sorry.
Yeah.
Perfect. That's why we have that saying, stoked. That's where that comes from.
Yeah, I'm stoked. That's what that.
Oh shit!
Stoke a fire.
I just realized
Breakthrough tonight, people.
this is like when I was driving with my friend in high school and we saw a pretty woman jogging, and he went, "Oh, but her face." And I'm like, that's what a butterface is. That's amazing. And he's like, what? And he didn't even understand what he... Anyway, that's incredible. Wow. Yeah, keep my shit stoked. I love that. Yeah.
Well, it sounds like you're taking all the proper actions. You guys found it early.
Yeah.
You've got
Do
the
it,
right
everything,
attitude.
knock
You're
it
gonna
out.
be fucking fine, man.
Yeah, if
Kicking its ass.
I am somewhat lethargic here and there, that's the Kurt Rowe people will know why. But and also because I'm probably not paying attention to what's going on.
Yeah, but even then, you're still coming at all of this with more energy than half the people I know deal with their day-to-day life, and they're totally fucking fine.
Yeah.
You know what I
Thank
mean?
you. Yeah.
So
It's
they're the fucking problem. Like you're kicking ass. So
yeah.
please,
So
seriously though, let us know if you need anything.
I will, and I'll let you guys know. And thank you for all the lovely loves on here.
That's great.
But three lonely guys here. Just to bring it
Yeah.
up.
Oh, bringing it back. Three lonely guys. Real problems here. Lonely guys, and
I was gonna say something. Did you guys watch Mad Men finale last night? I don't
Yeah,
watch
I did.
Mad
I
Men.
did not.
I did.
You watched it. Did Don Draper actually say this? Because I retweeted this today. Somebody quoted it. I don't know if this is said on the show or not, but I love it so much. The character said, "I want love, and I'd rather die hoping that happens than make some arrangement." And I really like that. That is to me, don't settle. That is to me, go all out. That is to me, go all in. That is to me, that's kind of how
rather
I
live a
feel.
passionate life than a mundane life.
It's better.
I agree.
Exactly. Do you know?
Well, obviously we're not doing that.
Well,
none of us. I mean,
of
come
course
on.
we are.
We're on the internet right now talking about feelings. Like we definitely don't live a mundane life by any means.
It feels good. I like this. This feels good.
I'm glad you feel good. He feels terrible. Why do you got to bring it up like that, Hector? Why do you be a dick like that, man?
Three lonely guys coming to ABC Family this fall. We got ABC Family.
Somebody asked us
Chandler.
earlier if we could all three be their dad.
Yeah, I know. I was like, I don't know if
That's a sitcom right there.
Yeah.
Wait,
but-
3 men and a baby? Yeah.
But I forgot even why I started doing it. I was going to try to bring it up, why I even brought it up to begin with.
Don Draper.
Who the
Mad
fuck
Men?
cares why you brought it up? Like,
Yeah.
like seriously, like thanks for bringing it up. And is there anything else you could bestow upon our audience? Because believe it or not, there's a large portion of our audience that deals with chronic pain. That a couple, I'm not going to name names, obviously. If anyone, your confidentiality is safe.
Sure.
With me, but there are some people that are homeless that watch our stream, our honesty hours. There are people who are just they're going through some heavy shit, and I had no idea till I started getting these messages. Like. They're going to look to you as an inspiration just because of you being here and being strong enough to talk about this. And if you could bestow any knowledge onto them of like
I mean,
anything at all.
I've talked to a few people about, when they have problems like that, like there's, as long as if you're going through any kind of pain, mental or physical or any of that stuff, that of course is an hour by hour, minute by minute, second by second struggle. Whatever your coping mechanism is, just make sure it's non-destructive. That's the only thing. And do anything else that makes you feel good, no matter what it is. That's the main thing I could say about that. If you're not causing harm to yourself ultimately, and to others, then whatever it is, however you can muster that, your friends, if you have any kind of network, it doesn't have to be big. If you have family around you, they will always help you. If you feel like you can't talk to me, there are people all around that will talk to you. I joked about the Obama thing and whatever, but like, I made little enough money to where I can get that healthcare. And if you have any kind of healthcare, even like if it's a shitty kind, there are mental health programs that are available. And if not through them, through the state or whatever, and they are around. You just have to find them. It's kind of tricky for some states, depending on where you're at and locations. But I know for the U.S. anyway, there's generally always some kind of help or some kind of federal thing that you can apply for that will at least get you some kind of therapy in that, in a mental or physical sense. Also, there's a lot of physical therapy places that you can find that will do. You just gotta dig. Like, it's harder for the people in smaller towns for sure. But anybody in near or in a major metropolitan city, there are tons of those little things hidden all around that you can find. How you find those, I don't know, because I don't know where you live. For anybody on, for anybody out on their luck financially, hey man, until I got paid for a couple of jobs, I had $30 in my account just 2 months ago. And that's in my main checking, so there you go.
You have more saved up than I do.
Oh shit, baller. But if you're below even that, and you don't have an account to speak of, and you don't have any job or means to make money, then you need to start making a plan. And I always say make a 30-day plan, and fucking do it. Don't just write it down and be like, this is what I should do, and then eventually do bits and pieces. You will fail. You need to make a solid thing. If there's somebody you need to make amends with before making that first step, then do it. Just do it. And if it's not a personal thing, it's just strictly like, I can't find a job, there are also ways where you can go back to school. Most of the governments in most cities will love it if you go back to school and you can get money if you do that. So you can work the system to where they, getting an education and changing your life in that aspect will give you a better end result, and the government will give you money to live off of. So you're gonna get a little bit of both. Again, I don't know how it works from state to state. That's how it is here in California. So there are options in that sense. And, when I was homeless, it was because it was a personal thing that I had to amend first. And then after that, it was starting to actually work, like get a job and just work. It didn't matter where. Because wherever you live or don't live, you can't grow as a person if you're in that situation. I'm at a point where one of the reasons I don't have a relationship is because I don't feel I'm financially where I want to be to have the relationship I would want.
Yeah, you don't want a bullshit relationship. You want a real relationship.
I want to do grandiose things and
which is a good thing. Like, we joke a lot, but you have to be like a version of yourself that you're proud enough in that you would ask for somebody else. Which is tough to admit to yourself. But
no, make 30 steps. No. And that's no. Would make 30 plans be any baby steps to get there? No baby steps. That's the trick. Fuck baby steps. You take leaps and bounds.
Yeah, I would have to agree with you. You're gonna fail hard, and I know a lot of people would tell you otherwise and be like, "Oh, just do a little bit here and there." Well,
Yeah.
And granted, we're not the kind of people that don't take chances.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be watching this if we didn't just say fuck it and go for it. In every sense, like all of us here and the set and everything else, like anything you do in life that's worth doing was usually done by just fucking putting your head down and doing it hardcore. You don't hear many people talking about their accomplishments being like, I got up, I put a little 10 minutes a day into this thing, and I kind of, next thing you know,
it was handed to me. My parents are very wealthy. We hear that. But
we hear that, but fuck those people. Those aren't the people that you should
know,
listen to.
But even then, I don't consider
But I mean,
it's always a risk. It's a risk.
Exactly.
It's a risk.
How I got here, I quit my job.
Yep.
And relied on my savings and unemployment for 8 months because I was like, I'm going to be an actor now. Yeah. And then I went and did it. And I know a lot of people just can't do that, but it's like any business you start. Hey, if you want to start a restaurant, if you want to start a clothing line, anything that you want to start, there is going to be an inherent risk of it failing if you don't give it 100% day one.
Yeah.
I tell people I coach, if you don't spend at least 2 hours a day doing something or whatever, except for Erica because she's dope. But most people I coach, I tell if you're not spending 2 hours a day at least, and I know 2 hours is that's not much out of the day, but do something straight for 2 hours.
Yeah, it's a lot.
And if you focus all that on yourself and what your goal is, if you're not doing that at least, and I mean at least 2 hours a day, you're just gonna fail. Like, there's no way. Like, because every day, Saturday, Sunday, fuck your vacations, fuck going home.
Well,
like,
I think something
it's
to, and I hear Steph getting on to me because I've had this conversation with her before, is that not everybody wants what we want. And the lifestyles we choose to live
Neon Saber.
is very...
It's amazing.
The lifestyle we choose to live is a very stressful, high-intensity lifestyle.
Yes.
And a lot of people may not want that lifestyle.
Sure.
So they may not want to go balls out because that's not necessarily what they need to do to be comfortable with where they are. Mm-hmm. If what you want in life does require a leap or a bound or a competition or you to prove yourself against others, then what he's saying completely applies.
Yes.
100%.
Yes. Good point, actually. Yes.
Yeah, only because I've heard Steph yell at me before for assuming that everyone should do that.
No.
Can I join you guys for a second before I leave?
Sure. So I would say that, you know, because I hear some people saying, like, that's not good for everyone, but I know, like, a lot of people... Yeah, if Zach went by baby steps, this stream wouldn't exist. Not everyone can make big leaps, but if you're the type of person where you're stuck in a rut and you don't know how to get out, and you keep asking yourself, like, what do I do next? What do I do next? Just fucking do it. Like,
30-day plan and do it.
30-day plan and do it. Yeah.
yeah.
I think that's a great thing and well said.
Thank you.
Yeah, and yeah, what I was saying is the conversations we've had were like, I think you had said something along the lines of you didn't see how anyone could be in an office and be stuck there. I was like, there are some people where that's good. That's life. They do their work. They have a great home life. They have work and they have their life. So, and they make work happy for whatever it is. But it is if you want that artistic goal and that passion and you want to create something that's not a traditional lifestyle, similar to you, I also, we have very similar stories in that sense of business, job saving, quitting, and taking that leap.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And in the fall, I also had pre-cancer. I was diagnosed, and then I had surgery to remove it right before Twitch started. So you're gonna be fine. That's what I think. I think you're gonna be awesome.
Thank you.
So,
Get that shit out of that girl. It's not good. Yeah. I'm verklempt right now.
Did we get you enough emotion stirring inside of you?
Yeah. I was not planning on.
I still feel nothing. I am completely empty inside. I feel fucking nothing. What is wrong with me?
I feel
I'm
great.
kidding. I'm kidding.
I feel great, man. I feel fucking energized and like I'm gonna go home and work.
Yeah, because
right
you
now.
realize that all of the bullshit you're talking about is fucking stupid, and other people have real goddamn problems. That's why you feel energized. Because you're like, I'm a fucking idiot. I just talk about a girl I like. I'm healthy. I'm a great 27-year-old young dude that's got all this shit looking up for me.
Sure.
Like, shut the fuck up and go out there and do shit. Like,
Yeah. Zach is a robot. That's fine.
I'm just kidding.
we're so lucky. Like, you guys, we are so lucky.
No, we all are. I don't believe that, though. I don't believe in luck. I really don't. I've worked really, 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 really,
true.
really, really fucking hard, and I had many, many opportunities to not work hard and stay homeless and stay sorry for myself and never leave middle of nowhere and be completely unhappy with my life. I could have done that.
I have
easily.
a Netflix queue that is so full of shit, and I'm happy about that. That thing should be empty. That thing should be empty, but it's not because I don't just. You know how tempting that is to sit at home and but like so many people in this world jokingly say like I'm in a relationship with Netflix. It's like you probably are. Most of us are, and it's like just thinking about it, I'm like that's such a fucking time waster. Like I have so much stuff to watch, and I'm glad that
Here's the real issue though with every one of these honesty hours. I feel like we're inspiring people to unsubscribe and go do something else. Like, if you want me to be totally honest, so much of what we talk about is like, stop fucking watching the internet and get out there and fucking do something with your life.
You know what would be awesome? Is if somebody, like, does this amazing thing a year from now, and they're like, I just have to thank Honesty Hour for getting me to quit, to stop watching Twitch, and now I did this amazing thing. I'd be like, you go, person.
We've already got those messages.
Great.
But they're small steps. They're like getting a job. We've already got messages to be like, thank you guys for like, well, yeah, I mean, as far as like, they're like, I don't watch Twitch anymore. Sorry, I don't watch because of Honesty Hour. I went out and I got a job and I don't watch Twitch anymore. And I'm like, I'm not upset about that. That's great. Don't apologize. They're apologizing.
If you got a job you're making at least $4.99 a month. That's $4.99.
Oh my god.
And you can
Hector, no.
subscribe to then watch like previous broadcasts, and you can whatever. I don't know. This thing has got to be live, Honesty Hour, but you can make it work. Just be successful at that job to take time off from one day.
It's actually true. I've watched kind of a lot less since I've been watching Honesty.
Great.
Great job, Zach.
Be sure to tune in tomorrow.
Way to go, boss.
Be sure to tune in tomorrow at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for the cosplaying, and then at 7 for the pool. Gee, what are we doing? This is the worst.
It's fun.
No, honestly though, I think
look out for yourself to come back for crit roll because
Yes.
It was exactly.
it's the dopest channel.
I'm trying to cut down.
It is the dopest channel.
Crit roll.
Just stop watching other television.
Well, no, I
and
think
watch Twitch.
what we're doing though, we're joking, but I do realize, and I'm glad you guys, the audience, made me realize, is that there are positive things you guys are getting out of this other than entertainment. And if this was just entertainment, I would not be happy with this job, and I probably would have left already. So the messages you guys sent about it positively affecting you and giving you friendship with others, making connections, feeling like you're no longer alone and by yourself, and like Team No Stream and the support that they give each other and what that's doing, that's what made me keep this job. To be totally honest, it's you guys and telling us that those things matter to you, because just doing this for entertainment means dick to me. I don't want to, I'm here to entertain you. Our life is a fucking joke and all that good stuff, and I have to make these shows entertaining to bring in new people. But if that's all it was, wouldn't fucking do it. It's not worth it. But you guys, having a positive effect from it outside of entertainment definitely makes it worth it. And,
Yeah.
that feels very final, but I'm not
Okay.
no, I'm not. I'm just saying, that felt final, and I'm just oh, shit, that's not how Honesty Hour ends. It usually ends with me breaking down and, them making fun of me for my stupid decisions.
Well, how representative of the community?
There's always next week.
Yeah, you can do that.
Hey, man.
There's always next week. By then, I will have had 7 days to fuck something up.
Yep.
Will
Yeah.
most likely happen.
I wonder what I'll do in the next 7 days. Probably something dumb.
You want to see who outdumbs each other this
Yep.
week? Let's do it!
We're so dumb.
We're so dumb.
I've got some ideas for dumb shit. Yeah, I'm probably gonna do something dumb.
Me too.
Well, let you guys get back to your regular honesty hour.
Thanks, Steph.
Bye. I'm gonna go. I have a class and then cosplaying.
At
We gotta figure
midnight?
that
You have a
out.
class at
I got a
midnight?
class tomorrow, and I got prep.
Oh.
We gotta have a show. We have a cosplaying.
Molly Dell. Good idea. Stay right here.
Okay.
What's happening?
I have a gift from the chat room.
Oh.
Who now? When?
So Ryan, what's your favorite video game of all time?
Oh my god.
Would you say it's Shadow of the Colossus or?
I'd have to say Metal Gear 4.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's Metal Gear Solid 4. Was that on PS3?
Yeah.
Sons of Liberty. What's the subtitle?
What the shit?
What is this?
Oh my god! I thought they were talking about a Lego staff. What? Oh shit!
Oh my
Break that shit out, dog.
Oh my god! This is bonkers. But you have them.
You'll figure it out. You'll figure it out.
There's like.
This is like Christmas morning.
Wait, next Monday's a holiday? They don't tell me shit here.
So we're still gonna stream or no?
I don't know. I have no idea. It depends on if Legendary makes us leave the office, because I did find out recently that I have to start working according to official.
Oh, it's from. This is kind of perfect, actually.
Oh my gosh! It's from The Hobbit. This is Gandalf's staff.
It is.
Sick.
It is Gandalf's stuff.
Yes.
It's pretty boss. Thanks, guys.
Can we paint "fuck cancer" on this somewhere?
Yeah, I was like.
Fuck cancer down the side.
Thank you. Who is this? Do we know this?
Mahidel, I believe, sent it.
Mahidel.
Oh, Mahidel didn't. I think
He was showing you through Minecraft.
Minecraft. Yes. Thank you, and thank you. That's so cool.
Give us a Gandalf stuff. Do impression.
You shall not poppycock!
There it is. Perfect.
Cancer shall not pass.
Thanks, guys.
That's amazing.
Yeah, there you go. They're latching on to the whole "cancer shall not pass."
Nice. Yeah, thanks for the staff. That's super cool.
They've sent something for everyone on your fucking show. They love you guys.
Yeah.
It's awesome, and it's such a nice, because I come from I had a thumbtack, the number 8 a thumbtack, my troop. We're YouTube people, and YouTube people aren't very nice. A lot of time used
Yeah.
to that internet crowd.
Yeah, they're the worst.
And this is like
They're
night
the
and
fucking
day.
worst.
Night and
Yeah.
day. It's pretty bonkers. But the reason I said Metal Gear 4 is because
Favorite video game of all time. All right.
yeah,
Favorite game of all time.
Nice.
because I mean I love I like all the David Hayter Metal Gears. I'll put it that way. But the first one, I've loved that series since forever. And Metal Gear 4 is my favorite game because it's incredible. Play it now; it still holds up against the current gen shit, which is amazing. Speaks a lot to the game. Also, I wept. I'm like cried. I've cried in a few games. I've cried in a few games. Made me cry. Shadow Colossus is another one. It's definitely in the top 5. But the part where you're crawling through the vent and like Snake's health is depleting at the very end. It's like all the radiation. Then you fight Liquid and all that. Like you're flashing and that was a fan service game. And all of the flashbacks are happening from all of the old games. And like everyone's like, come on, Snake, you can do it, man. I wasn't even like watching it. I was like, I was bawling.
That's
during
amazing.
Bawling during
love
that
that.
scene. And like then that of course that fucking amazing fight with Liquid at the end. And then at the end you're just crying more because Otacon, they love each other so much, like the best of fucking friends. God, like they're just like Otacon. It's so fucking good. It's like the best Metal Gear. It's the best Metal Gear they'll ever make. I mean that whole opening too, weapons control, soldier control, war control, like all that shit, like that, all that statement of what war is and all that stuff. It's beautiful. Anyway,
I love that.
That's fine.
I like the reason you like that game. That's good. That's good. I like asking people stuff like that. What's your favorite so and so, and getting great answers like that. That's great. That's great.
It's fun.
Yeah, my least favorite thing is like, what's your favorite movie? Oh, American Beauty. Why? Fucking convince me you give a shit about it.
Real quick, I don't speak any other languages other than English and a bit of Spanish. The Duganator has asked me that so many times, so I wanted to.
Yeah.
I've also seen Filthy Little Boy's question, what thoughts keep you awake at night?
Shit.
Yeah.
We don't have another 3 hours.
Yeah.
What thoughts keep
I don't sleep. Trick question.
I do not sleep. Whatchamacallit, I don't know. All the things that we've been talking about tonight.
I was going to say, yours
Like,
has pretty much been covered, man.
Yeah.
Went through the spectrum of just like, oh yeah, that is, and yeah.
Strangely, the stuff you probably think about is the exact same shit I think about. As far as that, just mortality and like, what do I have to, I still have shit to do. I still have shit to do.
I have a lot of insecurity at night right before I go to sleep. That keeps me up. I'm a pretty secure in myself person. I feel like I'm pretty confident in my day-to-day. And then I've realized in the past little bit of time, it hits me like a fucking brick at night
Right when
as
you
I'm
go to
in
bed?
my bed. I'm like, what if I'm not good enough? What if I'm not, was there anything I can improve about myself? What if I don't do this? What if I do, like, all of that shit. All the insecurities have to hit me right before I go to sleep. It's great. That's the time that I just like Jack from Lost, I'm going to give it 5 seconds. I'm going to give it 5 minutes of my day or more, longer. Let the fear in, let the insecurity in, and then go to sleep.
You can do that? You can just shut it off and go to sleep?
I mean, no, I'm fucking...
I was going to say, because
like,
when that hits me,
I'm up at
if
night.
that hits me at night, I'm fucked, and I just have to get up.
Yep.
I have to go read. I have
Yep.
to I have to get into another world.
I do
Because
that.
if
Pull the
it's not
computer
necessarily an insecurity that hit me, but it'll be
Yeah.
that deep loneliness kind of thing. Of like, but it's not like the loneliness of like, God, I wish I was with someone. It's just more that like, just kind of like, this isn't where I want to be.
Yeah.
And
there's other things too. I think a lot about, even at night or whatever, just the whole, the other end of that too.
Yeah.
Like, I don't get to share my victories or defeats with anybody.
Yeah.
So a lot of things I do, even my accomplishments, are kind of meaningless in some.
that is to me one of the best things about a relationship.
Yeah.
Sure.
I like, my marriage was shit. It didn't last very long, but I liked being married.
Yeah.
I liked the idea of someone that had to rely on you and you rely on them. And for emotional, physical, whatever. And that feeling of like, I'm not having to do this alone.
Mm-hmm.
I am typically a fairly standoff person when it comes to... I mean, I'll share anything with anyone, but like they said, they're like, oh, Zach doesn't like hugs, but he likes cuddles. I'm like, yeah, I don't fucking like hugs, but cuddles are different. I've decided I'm sharing this part of myself with someone, and then it's fine. Then it's like, fuck yeah, like great. Oh my gosh, I love being like, I'm a very romantic person, but it all feels so abstract when it's for yourself.
Right.
And having someone that you get to watch, experience it, take it in, tell them about it, and how they react to it, that can be one of the greatest things in the world, because it's like you respect their opinion, you respect how they react, and it feels good, because like doing it for yourself after a while, you're just kind of like, well, fuck it, like, whatever. I'm pretty easy to, well, I'm not easy to please. I don't know why I was about to say that, but like, you just, it doesn't feel the same as when you get to do it for someone else,
I worry that I'm not gonna find anybody I like ever again.
You know what? That's fine.
That's not true.
That's fine. Feel that way. Because it's not true.
Yeah.
And it's true. And it is that thing. And it's fine. I always tell people, feel that way.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah.
It's okay. Because that's the best time. Because that's when you're going to be, whatever, you're going to be finishing an improv show, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then, oh, who's you? And then it starts all over again, baby. And then
Was
it's
the
like,
slap
whoa,
me-
yeah,
me getting
sucks.
Yeah.
Like it'll.
All I would say
And the 27 is gonna happen at least 4 more times.
Yeah.
I hope I'm wrong. And the next one just latches on. You find a pair of boobs you just want to marry. The whole 9. That's.
Oh, man.
That's kind of.
I would just ask
man.
that you take that energy and apply it positively rather than negatively.
Of course, yeah.
Which is hard, because when you feel it negatively, all you want to do is just sit there and be like, fuck this.
Yeah.
Everything fucking sucks.
Yeah, everything is the worst, but everything
is the worst.
Everything at the same, all at once.
Right.
the same
It's a
thing.
great
Same thing.
At least you got to fucking fall in love with somebody. You know how many people don't get to feel that? And there'll
Yeah,
be people in the
it's
chat
sad.
room that'll chime in and be like,
Yeah.
I never got to feel that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
Holy shit, wait up. Mozzie, I remember this question. Zach, I asked you like a month ago about a girl I liked and how to tell her I like her, and I did. I got out there and told her, and things are looking up. It's definitely going to work out. Yes! Yeah! I remember that conversation about just fucking go for it.
That's great.
There you go.
Go
Perfect
for
example.
it. I love it when something like that happens, because I go for it every time and get rejected every time. So I love it when somebody says that it worked.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's good.
It validates that
great.
I'll just keep going for it and getting
That's great.
rejected.
Yep. Good job, sir.
Good job. Good job.
Great.
I'm just gonna. I'll go offshoot. Just somebody asked Metal Gear shit.
Yeah.
I think the Kojima decision on Hater was a poor one. I would love to be hired on all Metal Gear games as a voice actor, please and thank you. And Kiefer Sutherland, I love him because of 24 and Lost Boys, but I do not think he is Snake.
Yeah.
So that is all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
As far as that goes. Yes.
Excellent.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm actually taking my engagement ring off because I don't think we'll ever get married. Well, you
that's
gotta
sad.
figure that shit out.
Yeah.
Like, talk to your partner. Like,
Yeah.
shit. Like, that's sad as
That's
fuck.
too
but
bad.
like, talk to your partner.
And make sure they're not, gay. Because that could be another reason why it's taking so long.
Yeah, that happens.
Do you have some phobia about that?
No,
Okay.
not at all.
Cool.
I'm kind of like, now I really want to fall for a lesbian. Like, I really want that to happen.
Why do you want
It's
that?
kinda
Does that make you
pointless.
feel better? 'Cause
No,
you
no,
think-
no.
By the way,
No,
her
not at all.
reaction.
Why is
when-
it different?
When I said that,
not.
was she was just like, well, she's like, I'm a lesbian. And I was like, so I'm really not asking.
Yeah,
about
right.
it. And she's
Actually-
like, and the greatest thing, she's like, no, I'm flattered. She's like, you're attractive.
Great.
I can see that. I'm
that's
like,
great.
I will take that.
Just to mix it up. There's no reason for it. I don't like that. Like that whole thing of like, oh, this is why you're not
Let my
attracted to
buddy
me
in.
because you're gay. No, you idiot. It's
No,
probably-
then
it's
why?
not- it has nothing to do
Why
with
did
anything.
you say I
Because
want to
I-
fall for a
because-
lesbian?
because I
Why is
just-
it different than falling for someone who's not?
It's not, but I just want to add it into my list of things that haven't worked out. It's just like
Oh, you want to add it into your list
yeah,
of
have a-
rejections?
yeah, exactly.
You want good, like
Just
a
to be
good
like, there's this,
variety
there's
of
this, there's this.
rejections.
Yeah, that's all
I've been
variety.
rejected by this race,
Yeah.
this race, this.
Yes, I do want that. I specifically do want that.
Not.
Yeah.
I have been able to date and court
Yeah.
these people as
I
I've been
actually-
rejected
You know what?
by.
I actually had a crush on a woman who I was told only dates women. I was told was gay by a coworker, and I was like, okay, that's
Challenge.
fine. I said no. I said I didn't think of it like that, but I was literally like, okay, that's fine. But until I hear it like from her, I can't assume this about anybody in this town. I stopped assuming that about anybody. I just assumed everybody in Los Angeles likes everybody. Like until somebody tells me like this is how I feel or this is how I am, then I'm like, okay, great. But until then, and then we became friends. And then we went out to like lunch, breakfast a couple times, and then like a couple times in, she was like, "You know, I only date women, right?" And I was like, "No, okay, but yeah, my coworkers told me, but okay, cool." Continue with her story, and and then it carried on from there. But then I also heard later that like she's dated men in the past. I'm like, whatever. Like I don't know what anybody.
Oh,
yeah,
I have some amazing advice.
Yeah.
I have some everybody.
Yes.
This is something that I've adopted the last like 3-4 years. Is even the girls in your life or whatever, if they're not interested in you, because I don't know how you are. Personally, if I was interested in a girl and then they didn't reciprocate or whatever the situation was, I would then just be like, well, I'm not going to try to be your friend also because, what's the ultimate point?
That's the biggest problem we encounter.
I'm an idiot though.
We're
So
idiots.
continue.
We're idiots.
So this is the thing. I actually stopped that years ago.
Yeah.
And it is the best thing I ever did. So even the ones that don't work out, I then make them my allies, and I do become their friends.
Yeah.
Because I like you, I don't believe in friend zone shit because
Yeah.
I am the dominant. I control my own fate and fuck all that shit.
Yeah.
So, but when that happens, because it happens, I've learned that it's just better to have more female friends. Just in general, like it gives you a different perspective on stuff.
Yeah.
It because, and that's a big chunk of it. It's just like,
Man, I'm struggling with that right now.
But that's the thing, like,
yeah.
Marisha Ray, as you guys know, outside, I pretty much hang out with Marisha all the time. Like, she's one of my besties, and Michelle Morrow, she's also one of my besties. And other than us just like having a lot in common and hanging out and all this stuff, and it does help to actually have female friends who already have fellas, because then that pressure's off of you, and you're never thinking about that. Hello, you met my friend Kyle. There's but there's if you make them your allies, and then like you become your friends all of a sudden, it's like the best wingmen to have.
Yeah.
The best, because
Yeah.
I'll tell you one thing. Other than that, when I'm walking around with Marisha, who's a doll, by the way, she can clean up all right when she wants to. But when I'm walking around with her, then there's that weird mentality, and it has nothing to do with anything about a class. It's straight. This is our monkey brains I'm talking about.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
primal shit that we're always trying to
Alpha
fight.
male bullshit.
and not even the alpha male, just monkey.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm talking about like it's when females see us with attractive females, they're thinking, okay, well, something's okay with this guy.
Yeah.
If this beautiful woman, because they understand beauty, if this beautiful woman they're either together or they're friends, either one, they don't have to assume that you're dating, but like just the mere like company.
Oh,
of
that
saying,
guy's not human garbage.
right.
Yeah.
Like if these other people want
Oh.
to spend time and orbit around
Yeah.
this, maybe I should orbit around that too.
Here's what I'm struggling with, and help me out with this. Just a few weeks ago, was
Lizard brain.
was
Better.
Yeah, that's right. Hashtag
brain.
lizard brain. It's that aquatic thing from our aquatic ancestors that Aquaman can tap into and shut down.
Okay.
It's a stupid thing. Like 2 weeks ago, I was hanging out with this friend of mine who is dating my roommate. My male friend is dating my female roommate. My female roommate is this beautiful 30-year-old woman. She's set. She's great. My friend...
She's really pretty.
Yeah. My friend, we were asking him, hey, how'd you guys get together? He was talking about the story, like, well, I kind of saw her around and this and that. And then she walked up to me one day and said, hey, we should hang out. And he was under the impression that, like, she was kind of seeing this other guy, whatever, kind of dating other people. And he said, yeah, sure. And then she told him, but I don't need any more friends. So this is going to be a date, okay? Is that cool? And he was like, yeah, great. And when I heard that, I went, like, you can say that to people? You can say that to people.
I wonder though.
I don't need any more friends. This is gonna be like
But here's the thing.
This is a date.
Do you think
like,
you can say that without coming off like a total fucking asshole?
I can't.
No,
But
I can't either. I couldn't say to like one of the girls that I say one of. There's
hard.
one girl
It's
that
hard.
I like. There's one
It's
girl that
hard.
I like. If
Yeah.
I told her I don't need more fucking friends,
It's hard.
It would be the dickest thing in
I
the
know.
world to say because
I know.
I am a friend.
I know.
Right.
And I do things for people out of kindness, and that's my like I had to figure out how to balance that and not keep myself in a
It's
loop
like,
of rejection.
yeah, I don't know.
But I
It's-
can't do that. That's like it would come off like such a dick thing. So like, what? You were only talking to me to get laid, kind of thing. It's like no, but when a guy says that, that's kind of what it comes off like.
And hold on, and
Yeah.
to be fair, so one of my my recentest ex, I guess I dated a couple years ago. There was a thing where she was kind of like the nail in the coffin where I'm like, I'm done with this shit because you suck. But she wanted to be my friend, and like she wanted to like, and I was like, I don't want to be your friend, and I think there's situations where she doesn't, and if she was watching this, she's gonna know now. But like, and we broke up. We dated for like 3 months, you know.
Yeah.
But it was like, but she was my friend who passed away. I mentioned we dated for like 2 months and then broke up, and I was like kind of bummed about it because I was super into her, and I was like, oh, I'm falling for somebody again, and then that ended. And I was like, well, fuck. And then my friend passed away, and then she kind of like rammed herself back into my life, and I literally wrote her like this long fucking email saying like, listen, I'm going through this shit. I do not want you around if you're not going to be in my life. Like, I don't want to attach my friend's memory and all this stuff to you whatsoever. If you're not going to be there for the long haul, please leave me alone. Yeah. She persisted. We went out again, okay, and then was then together for like another, like, I'd say month. How long was that, Kyle? Like a month, 2 months? Anyway, not even that. So then we broke up again, and she doesn't understand, nor do her friends. She thought I had this thing where I was still pining for her and all this other stuff, because then later on we hooked up again, had sex, and when she didn't realize that I hated her. Yeah. Hated her.
For
at that
coming
point,
back.
For coming back. I didn't hate her before, but previous. Yeah. But she came back, and then we broke up, and then I hated her for
exploiting a weakness.
Now I can't help but think of that fucking person every time I think of my friend Ronnie. So I warned her then, and it's still a thing now. And throughout the last 2 years, she's been very like, well, we can still be friends and want to be friends, but she doesn't realize that she's a horrible friend for me. Yeah. She's not the kind of friend I would hang out with. Yeah. Because she's a person that judges you as opposed to the friend where it's like, hey man, I have this thing, and you're like, cool, let me hear it. Yeah. Well, fuck, man, it sucks. What's the solution? Yeah. And I'm like, and you can give me one. I'm like, I don't know about that. And you're like, well, you know, blah blah blah. Where she knows everything best first, and she knows the gospel with no experience behind her life. Kind of. So it's kind of this thing where I'm like, but that's the thing. In those situations, and that happens kind of, I'd say, half the time when it's like, I don't want to be your friend. I have enough friends. That's a situation where I was like, listen, I have enough friends. I don't need your friendship. And just this year, it's like we kind of, and this is getting kind of on the borderline of douchebaggy, but we hooked up a couple times, and I was just using her for the sex, as she was using me strictly for sex. Yeah. So when it came down to us like reconcile, and then this year when she was like, hey, I want to come over, and I was like, oh great, I know what that means. Fine, I could use some of that. And I'm not saying that it's bad. It's actually wonderful, but like, but when she came back and it wasn't, she wanted to talk about stuff and like make them like ease that stuff, and she wanted to make it very clear that we would never have sex again. Mm-hmm. But when she made that clear, I was like, great. I don't have to fucking put any effort into you whatsoever because I don't care. Yeah. Because I hate you for what you did, and you don't get that I'm also just using you for sex. Yeah. So whether our friends or mutual friends or whatever, like there are some exceptions, I think, where it's like, no, that's fine. Where it's okay to be like, I don't need you as a friend.
It's a very extreme example. Yeah. There's a history with an extreme.
Still good, but that's still good.
I'm just saying.
Listen, what I took from it is that
I'm still really good friends with my ex of 4 years who's getting married now. So it's
I'm still good friends with a lot of my exes.
I think I'm friends with everyone except my ex-wife. That was too much. That's the only person I'm not friends with.
My takeaway from that was that my issue is that I feel like I don't set things up front early on, and then that's how
that's both of our issues.
Friends with a woman, and then later on I'll ask them out, and they'll be like, no, and I just kind of feel like, okay, well, what was all that anyway? That's my thing.
Well, we basically do the same thing, but with a different approach. I tell people how I feel immediately. I get it out in the open immediately, but then I don't follow up with repercussions. I'm just kind of like, this is how I feel. I've put it out there. It's up to you, and I put all the responsibility on them on how they react to that. Mm-hmm. But then no matter how they react, I'm just like, okay, cool. I still feel that way. Instead of just being like, cool, out, later, I still hang on to the friendship because I can't help being I'm one of those people. I'm like, if I'm thinking about someone, I'm gonna let them know, and I don't think it's an inner strength thing. I think it's just I will follow whatever thought I have, that I'm not good at lying to myself. So if I really like somebody, I'm going to be like, well, that's how I feel. Even though they've already made it clear they're not interested in pursuing, I'm still going to think about that person and still do nice things for them and talk to them as a friend, even though it's tearing me apart. And I'm just like, I shouldn't do this. And I know I shouldn't, but I can't fucking lie to myself. I'm really bad at lying to myself.
The face of knowing.
Yeah, it's just like, no, I know. I'm fucking 31. I know. I fucking know. I've been around the block enough to I fucking know. And it's not an attachment thing, guys. You have no idea how good I am at dropping attachments. Holy shitballs. Have you had any idea how good I am at dropping attachments? When I decide I'm done with something, I'm fucking done.
Yeah.
I am so done. Divorce, relationships of 3 to 4 years. Like, when I say I'm done, I'm fucking done. And if anything, it upsets them because I'm done. And they don't understand how I can get over it so fast. And it's like, well, because I decided I'm done. I'm very honest with myself. Overly honest with myself. That problem goes both ways. Like, when I'm done with something, I'm fucking done. I can be in a relationship with somebody and be like, it's not working anymore. I'm done. Right. And that's very hard, and it's very harsh and honest. But it can also go the other way, where I'm liking someone and they don't like me back, and I'm like, well, I still like them. And I'm not going to lie to myself and tell myself otherwise. Right. So that's a hard thing.
Yeah. But I like that advice, Orion. I'm gonna pick and choose which wing women I want in my corner. Because there's, I don't know.
God, I really don't want wing women out of any of the women I know. I mean, I'm sure Steph's probably watching on her phone as she drives, and she's just like, "Fuck you, Zach." But I really don't. I don't feel like any of them understand me at all.
Any of your
other than
friends?
Becca. Which is strange.
Sure.
I feel like that's really strange, but Becca's like the one person as weird and awkward as as weird and awkward as that would be. She's like the one person I'd be like, Becca would probably understand what works for me.
That's like the golden ticket. It really is.
This is my ex who's now engaged.
So no, but it's not even that. It's your ex that you were with for a long time.
Yeah.
She's beautiful, and she's like, hey. Like, if you you can get that to vouch for you, and I mean like that, like it's an entity, like
right, an entity, yeah.
That if you get that to, but like if you can get that on your side, then I think it would be interpreted as like, oh, like your ex is vouching for you,
that's
like
true.
That's fucking like who? What ex
the only other problem we run into there is they're gonna be like, whoa, your ex, she kind of cray. She like Becca's great. But most people that meet Becca in person are going to be like, oh, you guys were together for 4 years. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Okay.
I'm just saying.
Becca's great, guys. Becca's great. Lot to take in when you first meet her.
You know what's interesting is I had my most recent ex was very bad at communicating. And I felt like I didn't get any sort of closure when our relationship ended. I never really knew how she felt about me a lot of the time. It wasn't until like a long time after that I was talking to this girl, and she said, oh, I met your ex at a party a few months ago, and talking about you, I didn't know you guys were going out, and she said, oh, Hector, oh, he's so nice, and just said like nice things about me. And I think that helped this girl to kind of like be interested in me for one, but number two, I'm like, that was my moment of closure of like, that's how she felt about me. I had not, like, she would never say that about me to my face or when we were like when I was around, but like at a party situation, maybe she was a little drunk, I don't know, but I felt this weird closure. I'm like, that makes me feel good.
Yeah,
that makes me feel great.
And that's the thing, like it makes
vouch for me.
You feel good, and then whoever the hell that was makes you look all that more better.
Yeah,
I think that's. So I think that's. I mean, I'm assuming whoever Becca is talking to shouldn't know her very well. So that's
no, that's actually the problem. If they knew her well, they'd understand it comes from a good place. Initial impressions are going to be like,
initial impressions.
Oh, okay. Hold up.
That's funny.
Initial impressions. After you get to know her, you might be a little bit more like, oh, okay, that's Becca. That's just Becca. When you get to know her, you're just like, that's a very Becca thing to do. Yeah, right now my biggest
I'm thinking of like if you guys were out and she'd be like, hey, do you want to fuck this guy? He's super great. Like, like
God, she would use words. She would use words like that too. Yeah, that's the thing. No, she'd be a terrible wing person because she would say shit like that. Because she also, and here's the other thing. Like, no offense to Steph, but like Hector getting advice from Becca and Steph and stuff like that. These are very beautiful women that have lived in a bubble. And
Because
they
they're-
would.
yeah.
Now, the thing is, Steph would get very mad at me for saying that. Beck would be like, "Oh yeah, I totally live in a bubble. I live in a fucking bubble. My whole life is like a bubble."
Right.
And she's aware of that because we used to talk about it a lot when we were dating. Like the world like is different inside that bubble. And
so
the-
messed up. It's
right?
true.
But it's true. Like the world is different inside that bubble, and she could get away with saying shit like that out in public. Be like, "Oh yeah, you should totally fuck that guy,"
Right.
And not realize like how like you're like, no, you don't talk like that to people. You don't
just
do
say-
that. You don't do that.
You say he's nice.
You say he's nice, and that's,
then-
but that's not her brain. And
No.
she's been able to live a life. Luckily, fortunately, unlike a lot of people, she's been able to speak the way she wants to speak and act the way she wants to act without repercussion because she's had a great support system.
Right.
Through friends, family, things like that. And a lot of ways, I'm very envious of it.
Talking about Becca?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that support system that's
Yeah.
allowed her to just
Yep.
be that.
Her family, and so you know her family. And
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, to
I
just
will
be
say
that.
though, if I can come to the defense of those ladies for one thing, Becca and Steph like talked me into doing that thing the other night where I was just like I just texted her. And
But you took that only because that was advice coming from women. You know how many people have been telling you that shit? For fucking months?
A lot. And also, I set up the scenario that happened to me the night before, and I was like, you know,
Yeah.
like in my head about it, and it put me out of my misery so like I'm appreciative of it. That was, you know,
Yeah, it was nice.
I'll take that as good advice because the end result is like good, and I'm not out of my misery,
Yeah.
and I feel good about it. But also very sad, but good about it.
I was
But
still
the point
cracking
is-
up listening in the corner of just like them saying certain things. It's just like, oh, dating's great. It's
When you-
easy. It's fun. And you're just like, oh my
Listen.
god.
It's like you have
Yeah.
no fucking.
If you're a 6, go talk to some 9s and be like, "Can you give me some dating advice?" And they'll be like, "Oh, fucking everything's great." The fucking, and you're just like, "Oh, okay, sure, yeah."
You just gotta be yourself.
Be yourself, you know.
Just go ask her out. It's like
Look at people and wink at them. I don't know what the fuck they do. Like they're 9s. They don't do anything. They're like, just go out and people will come up to you and everything will be great. Like, okay, it's good
That's the
advice.
thing, though. That's the thing. We have the skill of comedy on our side.
Yeah, we do.
And quick.
I don't. I'm a miserable person.
There's,
Yeah.
I'm just a miserable person.
Yeah.
but you,
I don't have that on my side.
I know you to be funny, so that is not untrue that you're not funny.
Yeah.
So
Somebody, as we were talking, somebody tweeted at me. They quoted me, and they're like, I said earlier, I said, if I talk to you, I'm a 9. If you talk to me, I'm a 9. You look at me, I'm a 6 in LA, but you talk to me, I'm a 9.
Sure.
And this person was like, just you take that fucking confidence. It's super attractive. I'm like, yeah, cool, yeah, I know. We know. That's what we have.
This is what we got.
That's what we're working with here.
That's why I've grown up hearing you're really charming.
Oh man, am I charming?
How many times?
Oh
have
my
you
God.
got yeah.
I've
Charming,
never heard charming. Never heard charming. I've heard you're a dick. You're a fucking asshole. You're a douchebag.
Your elementary school teachers also. That's how they described you.
Here's my favorite. I heard
my
you're
mom.
so
Never heard
charming.
charming.
I've heard this.
You talk too much. Shut the fuck up.
So if you're cis, ask a 4 for advice. That's actually pretty
No,
funny.
maybe. I love this. I've fallen in
Yeah.
love with women that don't feel the same way, and then they give me this advice like, "You're so charming. Parents must love you." That's what I get.
I've got that
Parents
one a lot.
must love you.
I've got. That's the one I can be like.
I'm
I
like-
I feel like you're the person I take home to my parents.
And I'm
now,
like,
granted, I
oh,
don't
you-
get that as a 31-year-old. I got that as a 20 to 25-year-old.
Oh my
And
God.
You don't get
and I
that the
think in
older
my
you
head-
get.
I
Because
think in
that's
my
what they're
head,
looking for.
Right.
I hear that and I think in my head, sounds like you really want to fuck me real bad. Because I'm so hot, right? That you're thinking about how much parents must love me? Yeah, I know I'm fuckable. Yeah, I'm fuckable as hell. Wait a minute.
You want to make
Oh,
your
that's
dad
not-
mad? Wait, your dad's gonna like me?
No.
Shit.
Yeah.
My dad would love you. You're my friend. Like that's what.
No, honestly, I got that all the time about the whole like, oh, but when I was like 20 and 25, that was always a problem. Now, my problem is kind of the opposite. It's like, wow, you are marriage material. Oh, you have a genetic disorder and you have a chance of passing on that disorder to any child you may have. Never mind.
What did you mention now?
I have a tendon disease that's also genetic. So it's like, that immediately is like a fucking cock block right there. And I mean that from an emotional sense, not like a physical. But like that sense of just like, because I'm a relationship material kind of guy. I'm not a date and have fun with kind of guy. I am a fun person, but a very serious person who they're like, okay, you have a lot of qualities that are good for like a person that you form a relationship with. Oh, but I would not have kids with you. I'm out later. Because it's like the thing that people are always thinking in the back of their heads. They just don't say out loud. And when you get to this age, it's like, okay, I may not want kids this year, but 2 years from now, that's in my plan, and you have a genetic disorder, and sorry, like that's. I've actually had people directly tell me that as a way to turn me down, and I'm actually pretty thankful that they say it out loud. And I'm like, you know what? Thanks for being honest.
Yeah.
You know, like I appreciate that, rather than telling me some spin of bullshit of why you're nervous to continue and all that shit.
Right.
It's the same thing of like I fucking hated it when I was on OkCupid like months ago, and now I'm just on Tinder, so downgrade.
That is a downgrade.
It's the worst. But on OkCupid, there's that option of like, do you want to date? Would you date people outside of your race? And whenever I would see a woman that would put no, and if she was a woman not of my race, I would be so pissed. I'm like, I fucking hate you. That's super racist. But at the same time, I'm like, you know what though? Thanks, because I don't want to deal with you. Like, thanks for being upfront about that. Goodbye. That's an immediate like. You don't. My mentality is you don't put that because but if you feel that, fine. If I am a guy, a brown guy, and you don't want to talk to a brown guy, then just don't talk back to me. Don't respond to me. If I'm like, hey, how's it going? If I'm too short, then just don't respond back to me. But don't be like, I hate this one so much. It's the worst. You know what I call guys under 6 feet? Friends. I'm like, that's terrible. Thank you for being shitty, because now I don't have to deal with you or think about that. But also,
I just
shitty.
realized what you're doing.
I'm swiping. I'm Minority Report swiping.
I don't
Get out of here.
understand. I don't understand or comprehend modern fucking dating. I don't get it.
It's miserable.
I came here from the Midwest with a 4-year-long relationship.
Yeah.
I don't understand
Yeah,
dating
my
out here.
last
I don't understand
girlfriend
this
and I
modern
moved from
shit.
another city here. My last girlfriend and I moved together.
Don't fucking
And
get
then
it.
when we broke up, I was like,
Fucking
I'll date in Los Angeles. Oh God! Oh, it's the worst.
The 4 years that I was in 2 relationships back to back. I was essentially not single for 8 years.
Yep.
And the last one, which ended when I was just turning 30, so like 4/5 years ago, ended fucking horrifically. And we lived together for like a couple years, and then we moved into a new place where I currently reside, and it was a goddamn train wreck. And to be fair, it was like the most volatile relationship I've ever been in, and at first I would be like, it's all her fault, and that's what I put the blame on.
Yeah.
Now I look at it, I'm like, it was about 50-50. It's about 50-50. I'm not gonna pull in punches on myself at this point either. But I mean, I was not the ideal. I'm not the man I am now.
Right.
For sure.
Right.
I was different, and it doesn't excuse behavior on her part, but it still happened and all that other stuff. But the way it happened was there was a lot of talk about. I used to be like a jealousy type, not possessive, and there's a difference.
Yeah.
But I'm Puerto Rican. What the hell do you want? And there was a giant fight about like not letting her explore friends when I was pretty much like, you need to hang out with people because you're an actor, right? And and it was all bullshit. And she shot this independent movie the year before, and fast forward to that year after, we had this argument. I left to go to a friend's house to go play Magic, and on the way there, I felt bad. So I called the dude who she's like, you never hang out with this guy, and he was a good friend. I was like, and the argument, I was just like, well, I just had a weird feeling about him. I'm sorry, and I felt bad, and so I called the dude because I had his number. I was like, hey man, I was like, this is Orion. I'm like, we should get together and have some beers and stuff.
Sure.
I don't want to like impede her and like friends, and I'm not that dude, and like I'm not insecure, so I'm sorry if if you guys want to hang out, let's hang out. And he's like, oh, are you guys dating again? Was his response, and I was like, well, yeah, we never stopped, and he was like, dude, we need to talk.
Wow.
And so I talked with this dude, and then found out that a year when she came back from shooting their independent thing, whatever, she then told the guy, this is great. She then told the guy that she broke up with me, and we were living together still this whole time. And then she proceeded to see him for about like 4, 5, 6 months.
Wow.
And had this dual life affair kind of a deal going on. That happened. So I found out a year after that, right? And I mean, I was a temperamental dude. Like, I have and again, I'm Puerto Rican. What the fuck you want? But like, she told him that if I found out that I would kill her and do all this shit. So he was just like, well, fuck that crazy dude. Like,
Yeah.
he was fucking her guilt free. And I couldn't be mad at him because I'm like, what? Like, it's kind of just like, well, what am I gonna do? Like, you were told this, and I was different thing. But I found out like, all kinds of stuff. Like he was saying how he had to tell her to not see him anymore because when they stopped, seeing each other, because they were like dating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were together.
Yeah.
For like half a year.
Yeah.
Very impressive on her part. But
That's a lot of work.
it's a lot of work. But after the fact, yeah. I kind of lost track because there's so much. I'm just trying to like, don't say the names. But yeah. So I found out, had a conversation with him, and so I was painted as this extremely extravagant version of like who I was, which extravagant is like the nicest word. Extreme, non-realistic version. But like, so he was just like, so I didn't know how to. I didn't say anything. I was like, dude, I was like, don't worry about it. Now I wanted to go home that day and kick her the fuck out.
Yeah.
Like, but the son of a bitch crossed me, and I think for good reason, because he's like, I don't know if he is crazy or not. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So he let her know, and by the time I got there, she was gone. So like, I never got the opportunity to go like, get the fuck out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had my own weird, twisted, like, random bout of revenge in a sense where like I kind of conjured up all this false information to kind of screw over a little bit.
Yeah.
Because I was just straight up vengeful and hateful and spiteful, and I mean, really, it was immature on my part. And if I could take anything back, I would take back that, because it really is this whole thing of, that you want to be best revenge is success. She came here.
Yeah, that's my big thing.
And
Is
it's
just,
true.
Yeah.
And
just keep being better than them, and
she came here from Michigan, been acting for 10 years, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I'm going to be a voice actor. And
Done.
I'm doing it. And
Great.
She took down her IMDb, and I have 40 credits. So fuck you.
it's the little things that matter.
It's the little things.
Oh my God.
Funny facts. Fast forward to oh my God. Okay, just because this is great. She dated this guy afterwards, like a week after we broke up. Like a week after. She's a lily pad jumper. Except she's found a home, I think. But she dated this guy. We both mutually knew. They did it for like a year or two or so. They broke up. Now she's married. I believe she's married. I'm not sure, but I think she's married or engaged or living with with the guy she initially cheated on me with. Mm-hmm. Now they're together now. Mm-hmm. And
He don't know no fucking better.
well, to be fair, I mean the dude's. I mean.
Yeah.
Now she's on. But now here's the thing: she's on like the meds that she should have been for her brain. She's improved in herself, and he wants to deal with that crazy. Or less crazy. She's probably not crazy anymore, but they're fine. I wish them the fucking best. But the guy who she dated afterwards, I ran into last year at E3, which I will be at. Somebody asked, I will be at E3, and. We were at the, I believe it was actually the Geek and Sundry, that crazy ass party last year. It was a Riot party. I'm sorry. It was a Riot party.
I don't know. I wouldn't have been in any of them.
Okay.
I was not involved in this company until I was involved.
Right. It was a giant party, and there was like this VIP thing I managed to sneak into, whatever, and like this guy who dated her, I hadn't seen, I think, in like 4 years, whatever, since all that. So I see him, and he is now with a good friend of mine from back in the day, this awesome chick, and I kind of knew that, but like I saw him there, and I was like, dude, and he was like, and I swear to God, he looks at me like, dude,
Just knowing.
and this guy who I thought hated my guts, he was just like, bring it in. And we embrace each other like war vets.
Yeah,
coming
that's
back
great.
home.
I went through one of those.
And here's the kooky part. Then we kind of we started literally sharing war stories, and it was like you were saying, closure. And this is why I brought this up. And
Yeah,
I'm sorry
yeah,
I
yeah.
have long runs.
No, this is great.
But the reason I got closure when he was just like, everything that he was that drew him crazy, and like all the stuff that he was like, oh my god, and this and this and this. And this was before she got the help that she really needed, like supposedly. It was all the same shit that I went through.
Yeah.
It was a repeat of my relationship.
Yeah.
It was reverberated with this guy. Wow. Even certain trips they took. It was like, now, that's a little crazy in the pants, but like, it was the thing with him like saying like, and this happened, and I was like, did she also do that? And he's like, yes, yes. It was like this thing of solidarity of like, brother, let us go. And and then he was with a new girl, and he was happy, and like I was, and so it was just one of those moments where I'm like, huh, good. I can walk away knowing that it wasn't just me.
Yeah.
I wasn't the
Whoever
problem.
she was with, that's what was going to happen.
Well, whoever's with it, that was going to happen.
Yeah.
And now I heard like from the grapevine, I hear that she's together with that dude, and she gave wish him the best and all that other
Great.
stuff. But fucking
Great.
yeah,
I like
there's
that.
that story, guys.
Wow.
Super personal time for Orion.
Oh, we've been down those roads.
Yeah, I know.
That's great.
Nothing new for these guys.
Nothing for you.
Normally,
This is actually super therapeutic, by the way. I like
is
this
great.
show a lot.
Yeah, no, it's fun. It's
normally you hate your fellow Eskimo brother, but in that case, it's like, dude, like that's
Right.
therapeutic and great. That's awesome.
Yeah, we were
That's
just-
great.
Yeah.
Shit.
Showing scars, man. Showing
Yeah.
scars. So bad.
yeah. I've only been through one of those that was that. I hate labeling anyone crazy because I think that's dating.
Right, that's why I
So
kind
I'm
of...
like, I only went through one that was that difficult. That then someone else I talked to years later was like, wait, you were with so and so? And I was like, yeah. And then started doing the exact same thing. Like, did you go through this? Did you go through this? And I'm like, fuck yes. And it wrecked me. Like, I still have emotional, like, PTSD from that relationship.
Oh, yeah. No.
And he was like, oh, me too, dude. Me too. Like, it fucked us both up.
I will
pretty
definitely
hardcore.
say the way I am now is probably 80%. It's a thing where I'm like, my heart is open to someone new. I want someone new to fill that
Yeah.
spot.
Sure.
But I am completely changed from that relationship. Like, it's not baggage per se, but
Right.
it is that like I've walked away from a war. I have scars. They will be with me.
That's
But
how
know
I feel about being divorced. I'm like,
Yeah.
when people are intimidated by it, I'm like, no. Be thankful that I
Right.
went through that.
It
Like,
dictates
seriously,
your
I
actions.
grew
Yeah.
so much
Yeah.
from being married and divorced. Like, I grew so much and have such a better understanding of what it takes. You know, so it's just like, no, that was a great thing for me to go through.
Yeah.
Be thankful. Actually, nobody's really had a problem with that. Now that I think about it, I don't think I've been with anyone that thought that was only in the Midwest would that probably be a problem. Out here, people are like, oh yeah, whatever, I've been too.
Yeah, sure.
You know, like.
Is this number 2, 3 for you? Like,
Yeah, I'm like, no, just one, just one.
first
And
one.
it was, she did it for a green card and screwed me over.
When you're in the dating pool, you have that option of like, especially with online, it's like, I've got kids, and then you have to decide like, okay, I don't have any kids right now. I'm 27. I have to decide like, is that something that I am fine with?
Listen, I advice for this?
Yeah.
Don't yet, because I wanted to be a young dad.
Sure.
And I went through a year of a different kind of depression because I didn't meet my goal. Like I wanted to have I wanted to have a kid by now.
Yeah.
I know.
know?
I
So-
don't want to have a kid by now. I don't. My goal is I don't know.
My favorite thing, so
Yeah.
Dave Mitchell is this wonderful voice actor. He's one of my good friends. He quoted me this when I was talking about like dating and all this shit and like girls who I've been courting and then they fucking are attached or all the crap that we've been talking about. It's
Yeah,
like, you
yeah.
know, there's a girl who I dated or not date. There's a girl who I hung out with who I just let them know, much like you, like within the first like hangout or two, I'll be like, this is how I feel right now. This is how I feel about you in this
I
situation.
keep
blah,
saying
blah,
that
blah.
that's the right way to do things, but it sure
It's-
as fuck has not helped me out in any way at all.
It's the thing is that like when I have done that the last couple times I've been met with like, well, I'm not looking for anything serious right now, and I
Sure.
hear that a lot.
Yeah.
Nothing serious right now,
Yeah.
or a serious relationship.
Well, it's like just by like saying out loud what you're thinking makes it different.
And exactly and one thing he quotes that show Mad About You that was on.
Oh, Paul Reiser? Yeah.
Yeah.
Helen Hunt? Yeah.
I had a huge crush on her when I was a kid.
Yeah,
Called that
yeah.
show.
Actually, me too.
Who didn't?
Helen Hunt,
Let's be
yeah.
real
She's
here.
amazing.
She's a babe.
But he quoted the show to me, and now I use it all the time. And it's a flashback episode to when they first met. And they're in this dry cleaner, and Paul Reiser goes up to Helen Hunt, and he's like, hey, and starts talking to her, and he'd just come off of his divorce and all that other stuff, but like, and he was the first like woman he like was really talking to, and he goes like, hey, it's like blah blah, and he's like, maybe let's look at a coffee sometime, and then she goes, I'm not really looking for a relationship right now, and he goes, yeah, but what if you found one?
Boom.
Boom!
Boom! I love that.
And so now I say that
but what if you
back
find
whenever
one?
I fucking
Yeah,
the last
hear
two
that?
times I'm like, well, what if you found one?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not looking.
It's a stumper.
Who
every
said you
time.
were looking? Yeah.
Yeah.
Throw that right
There
back
you
in the
go,
face.
guys.
Wow.
Here you go.
That's amazing. Thank you so much.
That
sir.
still doesn't work in any of my situations.
Sorry, Zach, I can't fix the world.
Yeah. What if you
Son of a
found one?
bitch.
It's like
How do you handle? I'm seeing someone right now.
Oh.
How do you handle that one?
I think he did it earlier. He literally yelled "fuck you" to my girl in the
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, that was good. I'm also gonna take that.
Then
No,
don't waste
but-
my fucking time with a date. Or any time at all. It's too
Yeah.
valuable.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing, is that
Yeah.
people don't... This is one thing that bothers me in this town a lot. People have no sense of value for time.
Yep.
They throw around the word honored way too fucking much. Like a lot of my example, a lot of my peers, when they book work or whatever, they'll post stuff like, hey, I worked on this and this and this and this.
Honored to be a part. Yeah.
I worked on Final Fantasy Type 0. I play 9, for those of you who don't know, in that game. And that was, if you ask me what my dream job was, that is it.
Great.
I have owned and beat all the Final Fantasies, except for the online ones, which I have to get into, I'm sorry. But like, since I was, that's what I've
Yeah.
played. When I booked this, I was stoked about this game when they announced it. Just like I was like, oh cool, blah, blah. And then auditions came around, and then I booked it. I was like, and then my first week I was like, I'm fucking playing, I'm gonna level myself up. For 7 weeks it was that. Every fucking
Yeah.
session. I was like, and my last session I had from there, and I've said this before in other interviews, but my last session in doing that, I cried on the way home. Because I'm like, fuck, I've literally accomplished
Yeah.
a dream of mine.
Yeah.
I've done it. I've done something that people live their whole lives and never even get close to.
Yeah.
And I am honored. It is something that I love. And when I say I'm honored by it, I am in here, I'm honored. And a lot of people in our entertainment is like, oh, I got to do this. I got to do this. I got to work on Justified and work next to this douchebag that nobody's gonna know in like 10 years. Honored.
Yeah.
I'm like, shut the fuck up. You are not honored, and stop saying that, because nobody's honoring you with shit.
Yeah.
It really gets my go, and just other stuff like, dude, this is honored. I'm like, do you know what honored means?
Yeah.
It is a privilege that you need to feel, and then therefore have it be some kind of a paramount accomplishment.
You would have done it for free. Is honored.
Right.
You would have done it.
I would have done
You would
all
have paid them to fucking do that
Yes.
shit. That's honor.
and so that gets thrown around a lot.
Yeah.
And people, I think also, my third thing is, I don't think people have any sense of what loyalty means anymore.
I so agree with that.
Yeah.
that is the...
Oh,
I think
my
those
gosh.
come from the same place of like the punctuality, loyalty, being, like all that stuff.
I
stuff.
feel like
It's
I
shit.
used to work in visual effects, and I achieved one of my dreams working in visual effects, which was I actually got to work on Jurassic Park, the original.
Justified is good, by the way.
Yeah, which is nuts. I got one of my dreams came full circle. When I was a child, I loved the film Jurassic Park. And that made me want to work in movies. 20 years later, I'm working at a visual effects company where we convert movies into 3D movies. One of the films that came through was Jurassic Park. I was honored to work on that. I actually, if you see the 3D version of it, some of that is my work, shots here and there, because of that whole that was the honor thing. But at the company that I worked at, no loyalty. The visual effects industry as a whole is this thing that just pumps stuff out and they just need bodies and seats, and they recruit out of colleges and they pay you dick for what you should be getting paid, and there's no loyalty. And when they run out of work, they lay everybody off, and then they'll hire new kids back on, and you can't grow. Like
I
this
would
whole
say that's
thing of
more
loyalty.
ethics.
Okay.
I would say that's more ethics.
Sure.
That's shitty
But I
business
think
ethics.
that if
Yeah.
that's the culture,
Yeah.
if that's the culture
But-
you live in, it could relate to how you treat people that you're on. Like, think of actors and actresses in general are in a culture that they're thrown away to the side like
Yeah.
trash
Yeah.
every day.
And
Every day. And when they feel that happening to them every day, to then expect them to treat people differently is tough.
What's your experience though with loyalty? Do you have any examples? I mean, like anything that you can?
I mean, okay, yeah. There was an incident last year, the Facebook incident, where somebody posted. I'm vague booking right now.
Good.
Somebody posted something about something that I put an opinion on.
Yeah.
That they didn't necessarily agree with.
Yeah.
I was very astute as to explaining and elaborate as to explaining what my position was. They took offense to it and made it a very selfish thing about themselves that had nothing to do with what I was actually writing about.
Yeah.
Then they proceeded to attack me on a thread. This is a fucking working professional who's older than I am.
Yeah.
Okay. Attacked me on Facebook in a very cowardly fashion. Because that's the thing. A lot of my peers know my physical background, like, you know, the martial arts stuff.
Sure.
So it's easy and very easy for, I think, and they still think it's easy for people to hide behind a keyboard.
Oh, yeah.
And I fucking don't respect that whatsoever.
Yep.
So he attacked me. So I text him like, "Hey man, get out of the wrong side of the, you know, I'm trying to make light of whatever." And he was like, you know, "Fuck you." He's like, blah 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 blah. Subject matter. And point is, in all that stuff, he told me, "Fuck you."
Yep.
Okay, that is something I know he would never say to my face, because why the fuck would you? It's pretty intimidating if you do that. And so I retorted with like, "Don't ever talk to me that way unless I'm present." It was just kind of a thing where that happened. A few days later, there was an incident where it's tricky. Somebody, a room full of important people that I had recently met with, asked, "Hey, what's up with this Orion guy?" And just like kind of like, "Hey," because I just had meetings with people for things.
Nicely done. Nicely done.
Thank you. That person who didn't like me at the time was the only person in the room to respond. So
Loyalty.
essentially, I got thrown under the bus. Now, this person I have house sit for.
Yeah.
I have literally given him audio software.
Yeah.
I taught him to be a more proficient auditioner. He was already working. He didn't need my help, but I considered him a friend. Just sipping rum on the deck of his house, after a nice steak dinner, has happened. So, for this dude to do that, I didn't think was cool.
Yeah.
Because really, it was not a professional thing. And what he said was, I can say what he said about me. It was, I'm a loose cannon, but not in a good way. I'm poison, and I'm filled with vitriol, and I'm trying to just make sure I say everything correctly. But
for a Facebook smoke, that's great.
Yeah. And that I was inexperienced.
Ooh.
And this is somebody who has never worked with me on any project ever. So, of course, that influenced and hurt my work that I'm still suffering from. There's a particular studio that I pretty much can't get arrested in. And it's because of this person. Now, I say that story because my peers and friends who, although agree with what happened to me was wrong, did nothing.
Yeah.
Okay,
This shit drives me nuts.
I was kept at arm's length by everybody, and not like I wasn't treated negatively.
Sure.
But I wasn't. It was like, well, we understand this is wrong, but he can do. He is calling shots at places, and we want to work. So we're gonna keep you over here, but we still love you, and we think this sucks. So everybody loves a comeback. I've heard that a couple of times. Everybody loves a comeback.
I can't.
And I'm like, what the fuck?
I don't.
Loyalty.
Yeah, and that I have a serious problem with that because it's like, I would say they're not your friends if they don't go to bat for you. A friend will go to bat for you. And if they're the kind of person that won't go to bat for you because they're more worried about their own shit,
that's the whole business.
Then fuck them. That may be the
Yeah.
business, but I don't hang out with people like that.
I know.
And you can choose not to. You can choose to be like, I like people that are better than you, and
It's hard though. It's just
it's hard. It's hard,
non-existent, is what I'm
and I
saying.
understand that people. It's not non-existent. I would take a bullet for any of the hosts here, any of them. And there's other. I know a couple of them would do the same.
A couple of them might be the same for you.
A couple would do the same.
Not me. I don't like bullets.
But what I'm saying is, like, you can, like, yeah, it's the industry, but, like, fuck it, change it from the inside kind of thing by just saying, no, I will not stand for that. And I get told lots of times that that's a naive way to think, but we're still doing it and say, fuck it. Like, I refuse to stand up for that in any way.
And so, just so to share this also, since we're here,
Yeah.
That has been the last. I broke up with Facebook earlier this year. That's why I like to say it. I'm still on there and I post just kind of like I'm on today and but I don't. That's why I say like don't. Earlier I was like don't be yourself. That's what I was referring to because that just bit me in the ass. So I broke up with Facebook and now I'm Twitter happy because quite frankly Twitter's just better. It's like actually interaction with people and you get to be like hey like all the people who tweeted me I tweet back at you, but like all that it's just a better app as far as what I want to do with my career right now because I don't need those people. What I need, when I say I need followers because when it comes to certain jobs, they'll look at, and he knows this, but certain, not everybody, in very small percentage, but still, there are certain jobs where they'll see, there'll be two guys. It'll be come down to me and who X person, and they're like, well, X person has 15,000 followers, so when the game comes out, we know he'll be tweeting that out.
Free marketing.
It's crazy.
It's a number game.
Free
marketing.
And I don't buy my goddamn followers, so that's why I'm like, hey guys, like follow me, and that's why that is a thing because it actually helps, like for all kinds of stuff.
Oh yeah, I didn't get a job because I didn't have enough Twitter followers.
And when
Pretty
people,
much.
No, I would agree.
and people tweet at like Warner Brothers, or anywhere like Funimation, saying, hey, we want Orion in this game. They listen to that shit.
Yeah,
they really do.
They
really
listen
do.
to that shit, and so that's where I'm at now. It's been a year and a half of recouping, and Liam O'Brien, like Mercer, they're in that pool of like we want to support you, but we have to maintain our own business and keep it going. But they've been the ones that have been like kind of sherping me through this shitstorm. Liam was the one who's like, just keep your head down, let your work speak for itself, stop rocking the boat. Like, it was hard for me to swallow because I'm a juggernaut. Like, that's how I've always operated, and I've not juggernauted in over a year now. So that's probably also added to the depression because I'm just like, well, I'm just fucking sitting here, hope I get this job. That's cool. And that's why doing the show and all this other stuff is great. And
and I know that those politics are different in every industry, and that when I say stuff like I would do something a certain way, I'm not saying anyone else should do it that way. We've gone over that before on the show. Like, I can say how I would handle something. That doesn't mean other people should fucking do it, because everyone's experiences are different unto themselves, and the way people react to them are different. And I've been very fortunate that I haven't had too many repercussions for acting that way. There's been some.
But you're new.
Yeah. I've been out here for a while.
I mean, like,
but my big
here for like a few months, right?
Oh, here, I know. I've already rocked the boat quite a bit here.
You've got left here.
I've rocked the boat a lot here. But I think my big thing is I want to be able to look back and say that I never compromised and I ethically did what I thought was right in any situation, because at the end of the day I have to live with myself, not anyone else. Fuck all of you and what you think about me. I really don't care. I love you guys, but fuck you if you think anything negative about me. I'll take the critique, but I'm doing life. I have to live with myself. Like, at the end of the day, I have to live with myself. Luckily for me, I get joy out of doing good things instead of bad things, so it works out okay. That doing good things make me feel good, so that's good. If I felt good doing shitty things, then that statement would have a much different weight to it. But I think I want to, and I get told from a lot of people that, oh, it's very naive, like, oh, it won't work, and things like this give me hope, probably false hope, that there are people out there who want to be talked to like they're real people, that want to be told things real, that aren't a part of this system of just everything being fake and glossed over and being sugar-coated and being, like, afraid to voice an opinion. Because people are like, oh, if you're going to go into the entertainment field, you can't have an opinion. You can't do it because you will offend someone. It's like the whole Michael Jordan thing about how he would never say whether or not he was, like, on any political standpoint.
Right.
Because both standpoints buy fruit of the looms.
Right.
So he can't
Exactly.
like say one or the
Is that
other.
what it- is
That's
that
what
what-
he said.
Oh,
He's like,
yeah.
I won't say I'm Republican
Republicans
or Democrat.
and Democrats buy Fruit of the Looms.
Yeah.
Right.
And he's got a point, but
Yeah.
I'm not selling underwear.
That's true.
You know, like at the end of the day, I'm here to tell stories and I'm here to have an opinion. That's
Yeah.
my job if I want to be a director, is to tell stories. It's not to sell you fucking underwear.
And that's the thing with being, and that's kind of a luxury that you have with what you do.
Yeah.
With me and like Hector, like we're essentially running for president. We're running for like every day. It's like
Yeah.
I'm out there trying to kiss babies
Yep.
and shake hands and.
I was about to say kissing babies.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, I have a because earlier
Republicans
I got
buy sneakers too. Got it.
earlier I got a message directed at me for a joke that I made on this thing about how men are worse than women. I made a joke about that. I said the setup to the punchline was, "What's the worst thing about being a woman?" And I said, "Dealing with men." And a person who believes that men are the minority, or whatever
Yeah,
the deal was
everything
just
we say is under a
like,
microscope.
You make me sick, and blah blah blah,
Yeah.
and blah. And so he like had this comment directed at me, and I said my piece or whatever. It was dumb, but ultimately I have a motto that runs through my head, which is pick your battles. Pick your battles. And I have lost Facebook friends over specific things that I feel so passionate about that I'm like, no, listen, this is the deal. You attack my friend and that's bullshit, and this is why this is bullshit.
Right.
But for a lot of stuff, I'm just like, I don't give a shit about this person. Do I really want to try to change them, or do I really want to get in this or whatever? People ask me my opinion about Mad Men or whatever. Like, I don't give a shit about you. So pick your battles is a thing that helps me.
Yes.
When you have to navigate kissing babies.
Yes, and that's the pick your battles thing is a great moniker to.
Because when I do let myself pick a battle, I'm like, motherfucker. Like, it's like, okay, cool, this is it. And whatever happens, I'm happy that I know that,
Hector, she was 19. You can stop calling her a baby.
I don't.
And that's,
Great. One time, that happened one time.
Oh, wait, didn't you have a comedy show where she was going to be there again?
Yeah.
No,
She wasn't there. No,
it
that
wasn't
wasn't
there?
Nope, that didn't happen.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Great.
Cool.
Great.
Oh, man.
Making me talk
Is
about
it
that.
bad? Like, you're like, no, that's cool. It's fine. And some people that we met last week, whenever they asked me to add them online and stuff, and I added them and saw that they were 23, I was like, whoa, way too young for me.
Yeah.
Way too
That's
young
great.
for me.
That's fine. That's fine. I have a. What's my age limit? I think I've set it at 20. 20 to like 36 or something was my thing.
see, I don't even. If you're like that, if 25 is my cutoff.
That's good. Maybe I should do that.
just have a cutoff age.
I have a cutoff age, yeah.
Just because there's just a lot of stuff you won't have to deal with.
Yep.
There's no finding yourselves cliche thing you have to hear.
Oh, bullshit. I find that in 31-year-olds still.
well, then
Jesus
they're
Christ.
assholes too. Whoever said that,
Jesus
you're an asshole.
Christ.
You find
Yeah.
yourself already. You should be found. The hell were you all these years? Like you were just lost. And that's That's one of the dumbest things to say. By the way, I have to find myself. I'm like, well,
I'm currently
where
trying
did you
to
go?
find my- Yeah.
Where did it do?
What have you
Did I
been
lose?
doing for the first fucking quarter of your goddamn life?
Yeah.
Come on.
It's
the cop out.
It's a super cop out.
People are telling me what age is good. I know what's good. It's fine.
23.
It was.
Isn't it like? I keep going to Park Trek. I'm sorry, but it's like 7 or half your age plus 7. That's.
That sounds like that number works less the older you get.
I know. It's terrible. You have to now it's math.
Okay, well then now I should. Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Half your age plus 7. Yeah, that's what the internet said.
But yeah, there's but that's the thing. Like, you can do. I don't know. I just feel like the 25 and under is like at least because even some women are even marriage minded at that age and up so like I don't think they're there till around 25, 26.
Yeah.
For the most part, I'm not gonna speak for everybody.
Basically, not until their biological clock has started ticking.
Right. That's because then they make more sound relationship decisions.
Yeah,
this is
true.
As opposed to just I want to maybe.
These are all generalizations. I still have not met this mythical beast that you're talking about.
There's
Yeah, there.
Here's the thing, man. I put in the work. I've been just as much as I go out and audition. I audition for love too. And so there's a lot of different scenarios that the numbers.
No, I'm going through that right now too. It's a lot of trial and error. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Enough about that though. I think she's watching tonight.
3 Lonely Guys, everybody. New show on Geek and Sundry every Wednesday, where we just eat food for about 2 hours.
Yeah. Orion, you and I have to hang out, man.
Yeah.
Fuck Zach, but you and I have to hang out. Yeah, absolutely. This guy. Fuck this guy. What's that? Shut up, Lucas. What?
Yeah, Lucas can come.
Yeah, Lucas can come. Lucas is cool.
So now I'm the worst.
But we gotta hang out, man. We gotta trade stories, and I need all of the advice. Everything you said tonight was just like, okay, excellent, good. I will apply. Good.
Actually, we're talking about this because I figured that I would throw you in this one when I want to shoot it. But I was thinking of a sketch kind of series I would like to do. I don't want to do like a web series, but like a sketch series or a series of sketches.
I'm in.
And I wanted to call it Roll With It. And what it is a D&D based relationship sketch kind of thing. So like you'd be on a date and you're like
what do I do?
And no, and just like you're going on like, so let's should we go to Italian? And then I'll be like, roll for that. And there'll be a demon off to the side, and then you roll. Perfect. And it feels like, no, Chinese. And then we go to Chinese, and then, when you plant the kiss, I'd be like, you have to roll for that, roll a Constitution.
Okay, what is it? Constitution?
Yeah.
Not charisma, it's Constitution?
Oh, maybe charisma for,
okay,
charisma.
Okay, here we go.
Charisma to check. And
Please don't ever do this in my general motion again.
What is it?
Just let it go, guys.
Okay.
Let it go.
What is it?
Let it go.
What am I rolling?
GIF.
What am I rolling? What am I rolling for?
But that's the thing.
That's beautiful.
That would be kind of a different thing.
I think the last
in a courtroom. They're just a different series. And I'm like,
yes.
It's like my client clearly did not murder, and like the client's hands are so like covered in blood.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, roll bluff check, and then there's
Bluff check.
actually it worked.
That's great.
Case dismissed.
Job interview. Oh my god, that would be amazing.
Would you guys like that? Yeah.
That's kind of how I actually like handle most things in my life right now. I'm just like,
one of the last few conversations I had with I ended with I was having a conversation with a woman, and it literally got to the point where I said out loud, I'm like, I could definitely hide a body in my basement. And right after I said it, I was like, nope, I have to stop. And she laughed, and I was like, this is going terribly. That would have been a critical miss.
Right, that would have been a fail.
Like, listen, I can definitely hide a body in my basement. Why did I just do that? And then it's a fail. And
my
date is over.
My addition for the dates.
Yeah.
I have a lot of ideas for that kind of thing.
Good.
But the date one is it works out till you get in bed.
Nice.
And then right when you're about to seal the deal, then you roll a 1. And then it's like, I'm sorry, this never happens. I swear. And then, but there's the DM that will pan to you, and he's like,
nope.
Sorry.
So it's
and then
done.
it'll pan back to you, and then you'd have to act out whatever happened. That's my. Oh yeah, I could maybe do a Kickstarter.
sounds like something he'd say to Michaela.
Yep. That is true. Yeah, they called it. Oh yeah.
Oh okay.
That's correct. That's correct. That's how predictable I am.
That's
and
a
how
great way to end the night, guys.
I am.
Okay, that just made me really happy.
Great.
We're gonna end the first Oscar hour on a happy note.
I was like,
No, we've ended the last couple with them laughing at
good.
me. So tonight we get
good.
to end with laughing at Hector.
Yay!
Usually it's like, God, Zach, your situation is fucking sad and stupid.
Yeah. Actually, I would be playing the DM in this one because he gets to play DM all the time.
Yeah, there you go.
But yeah.
I would love to be a pathetic guy in any of those sketches. That'd be great. Or an old Southern lawyer. Your Honor. I don't know. I always want to play
All
a
that
Southern lawyer.
works.
Guys, I want to say thank you so much
Yeah.
for coming out and sharing some really deep shit with us.
Thank you for
We
having me.
love you to death, man, and we really hope for the best. And I speak for all of them because I speak for them, whether they like it or not.
Yeah, because you are the Overlord. And
It means nothing.
Honestly, thanks for having me on because I've missed having a soapbox for a long time. So this was nice.
Yeah, and I think it's important for people to have one, for sure, especially when you got shit going down.
Yeah.
This is good.
Hector, thanks for sticking around and
Sure, man.
giving us something to laugh at. I mean, laugh with. Shit, sorry, man.
I mean, laugh at. I mean, shave your game. I mean, shave it. I mean,
Shave your
should
shame?
you should shave your game. You should You should.
Good night,
pause.
everybody. No.
Great. Yep. That's it. Keep going. Keep going.
I said, come back, guys. They're tired of Zach crying alone.
Cool.
End it, Lucas.